host, the sports guru and bud knocker. Call the show at 818-435-8423 and follow the show on Twitter at Sportscast_THN. And now it's the Sportscast.
What up? Welcome back to the Sportscast NFL Game Day Show with my boys, the Knocker, already laughing it up over there. Are you high?
No, but Dr. Rob just chimed in. You better start the show before another NFL player gets arrested.
Oh, that's the ding of the week right there. I like that. Back with my Mexican.
Ole!
Ole! How are you doing, my man?
All right.
Ole, ese, and my number one producer in all of Hollywood, California. He knows where I'm going with that. Johnny Icebox. Over there. How you doing, Johnny?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, man. I've never seen a more crazier up
First
and down.
2 weeks.
I can't get her. In all of my years of betting, Knocker, me and you have been betting since probably I was born. I've been seeing you bet or gamble, you and my mother. God, State Line loves you guys. I've never seen a more up and down crazy. I can't get a read on it. Football season than now.
Nope. Horrible.
Whether it's college,
Horrible, yeah.
Whether it's NFL, I mean, we're breaking 500, and I'm happy just to do that right now because I can't get a read on teams right now.
I'm sweating bullets. And again, we're back to my fucking quarterbacks. Every team I bet on, the quarterbacks go down.
Yeah.
And it just throws
UCLA,
everything. Arizona State. The whole damn thing. It's just last year was Utah State, and I think 4 games in a row last year my quarterback went down.
Yeah.
Just crazy. But, yeah, the NFL. Fuck, the Cleveland Browns are 1-0 at home for the first time in what, over a decade at least? At least.
You know how I love the Saints, right? I love it.
Yeah, you do.
I'm a big Saints guy. I like, especially after the Katrina thing, I love Drew
Sure.
Brees.
It's a great story.
But really, there is nothing else that I would like to say to
Wow, we're in it already.
right now.
Well, tell him to suck my balls.
All you
That didn't
fucking
take
New
long.
Orleans Saints, you can't go on the fucking road and beat a Browns team like that by 3 points. $500 bet. Yeah, that's why I'm a little bitter right now. Really? Drew Brees? Can't do it? My God. So
It is pretty sad.
It's been pretty sad. A lot going on, though. Knocker, I mean, like Renee said, I hope or Dr. Rob said, I hope within the next 15 minutes no one's arrested
Someone's gonna
in
be.
the NFL because it's becoming the NFL bad boy league right now with how many arrests are going down. We have already got another instance of domestic abuse, and it's just getting bad.
You know what?
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
And the question is, I'm a believer that it's always been this bad, but the social media now, the you can't hide. Anything you do, you can't hide anymore. I believe that, in the 70s when coke was just rampant and steroids and blah blah, I believe all this shit was going on, but they could hide it, and now they can't hide it. So they spend their whole time putting the fingers in the
Knocker,
dikes.
don't act like you weren't doing some coke.
That's my boy. Powder pleasure in the nose at night.
I'm just saying.
That's a lyric in that song, baby. That's a lyric in that song.
Go on. We digress.
Powder pleasure in your nose tonight.
Dare
To keep kids off drugs.
Get your kicks from the man in the white.
Dare. Drugs
Life
are
is
really
just a
expensive.
fantasy. Hey, I didn't eat for 2 months back in the 70s. I'm just saying.
Okay. Back to your story.
I'm just saying. I don't think the people involved in this shit are any worse than they were in the 60s or 70s.
Well, I was going to go
the
there.
80s.
I was kind of talking
But
about.
you can't hide it. The police can't hide shit anymore if they arrest you or just tell you to go home because someone's got someone is always there filming something, and it's just the NFL is just always on scramble mode because the social media is just boom, it's instantaneous.
Well,
man.
I was going to ask you.
Boom.
I was talking with Johnny. Is this because the NFL's been around a long time, but as far as athletic, the big sports in the game, football's kind of relatively new. I mean, baseball's pretty old, basketball's there, but football, as far as it's, when the two divisions combined, the AFC and NFC and everything came to really together and football became popular, is this the dark age? I mean, because every sport has it where it just, you hit that cloud. Baseball had it with the steroids now. They kind of hit that, they hit that wall. Basketball had it kind of with their thuggery going on over there. As the NFL hit that wall where it's just, the shit's hitting the fan right now, and this is like almost the dark year or years of the NFL.
I
We're
think
gonna
so
see.
because it's happening. It's just like a tidal wave.
It
Every
is.
week somebody is doing something, and again, it's social media.
Right, we have a new arrest coming out. We'll talk about a couple of the headlines coming up. Again, guys, you can call the show today, 818-435-8423. We're streaming live right now at thenewsportscrew.com. Also on Ustream as well at Icebox Studios. Let us know what you guys think, because I know everyone's got various opinions on what's going on here. Start off with the Ray Rice incident. Now we've got a bunch of domestic abuse cases coming out in the news. We've got Jonathan Dwyer now in the news. Adrian Peterson. The story just gets scarier and worse and disturbing as the days go on. Also coming up, we got Greg Hardy going out for the Panthers, so that'll be coming up as well. And my boy, my Molly man, Wells Welker, back in this week. I love you, Wells
He
Welker.
sneaks right back in.
He's-
The
yeah,
Broncos
somehow,
are going.
Wells
The
Welker's
Broncos
back
are just
in
going.
there.
Yeah, guys, just get arrested. Get
Wes
arrested.
is hitting the bong like, fuck yeah. Took some Molly, won some money at the fucking races. I had to get 2 games and we're 2-0. Cool, guys. I'll be back for Seattle. Let's fuck him up
He
this
was
week.
making it rain at the Kentucky
Seriously.
Derby. That was awesome. When I first saw that, I go, really, Wes? Really, dude? You're just walking around throwing money around?
I love him.
That's not suspicious?
I would love to be able to do that. That's one of my dreams, to not even give a
Hey,
shit.
so what did you think of you posted it on your website, on newsportsguru.com, the Charles Barkley, Jim Rome.
Yeah, interview where
back
Charles
and
basically said,
forth.
Everybody in my neighborhood would probably be arrested or at least in trouble, if this was the case, because it is a different breed. The Bible Belt's different. The South is different. Texas is different. That's why I think AP is going to get let off here in a way, because I don't think a Texas judge is going to go that hard on him.
A Texas jury.
A jury.
The
Okay,
grand jury
I don't think they're going to
take
go
care of
that
this.
hard on him.
No, because it's Southern discipline. It's Southern black
exactly.
discipline, and I'm going to say that it's a cultural thing, the way you discipline your kids, and yeah, it may be wrong now, but that's just the way it is, and it's not going to take one generation to change it or 2 generations to change it. This is an ingrained way of disciplining your children, and it may not be right, but you cannot crucify Adrian Peterson for disciplining his kids the way that culture disciplines their kids for generations
Pops,
and generations.
Did you think that before you saw the pictures?
No, yeah, I did. Yeah. Okay, he hit him with a switch and he hit his legs.
He had a whooping room. He took leaves off of the branch, put them in the kid's mouth to make sure he didn't cry or anything, and then basically hit him with the stick. Then there's another case that comes out. The 4-year-old has a bump above his eye. And there's a report. Yeah, he did on a car seat. There's text back and forth. There's too much evidence. Enough's enough. I understand. These aren't 10-year-olds. This is a 4-year-old child.
Okay, I agree, and he did go overboard, and he admitted he went
and I've
overboard.
been spanked. You spanked me.
But
I'm okay with that. But when you use something other than your hand, I think that crosses the line for me. I think that's what
you mean
crossed
like
the line.
like the 1-inch male strap that my dad whipped me with my pants down?
Now
You
looking
mean
back,
like
is that right? Now looking back on that, because you experienced it. I didn't. I got the hand, and I think that's okay to a certain extent. When you involve another object, which kids, they're even told the kid would actually go get the object you're going to get hit with.
Sure, that's the way things were done.
But is it
with
right now? You're grown up now. You've
No,
had kids.
no,
You've experienced life.
I did not
is it wrong?
say, not at any
Was
time.
your dad wrong?
Of course he was. But you have to fear your father. And the Bible says you have to fear God. You must fear your father, or there is no discipline. The kids run rampant. There's got to be a fear factor in a child as he's growing up, or he's going to do whatever the hell he wants.
But I think there's a fear factor in a way where you could say, like, you would say stuff like, you know what, if you do that again, I'm gonna take you down the basement. You would say stuff like, oh, I'm gonna put you in a closet. You wouldn't actually do it. Like, I'm gonna hit you up to the moon. No,
but at
you're
some
not.
point you have to do it, because then the threat doesn't mean anything.
Johnny, I'm going to go to you on this. Where do you kind of stand in the AP? I want to get everyone's little opinion real quick. Where do you stand in
He
the
went
AP thing,
overboard.
man?
Let me state for the record, he did go overboard. But the philosophy and the psychology involved in doing what he did, I understand.
Okay.
And I'm not going to crucify the guy for it. He may need some, and Charles Barkley mentioned this, black men and men in particular will not get counseling or seek help for a mental issue as easily as women do. It's a macho thing. They're not going to do that. And he said this is going to open the doors for more people to go do that. So this is a good thing that's going to come out of this. But, I understand the psychology, and I'm not totally opposed to what he did. To the extent he did it, yes. Maybe a 4-year-old was a little too young. But that's the culture.
Okay.
And I think Barkley stated it well.
Johnny, what do you think, man? AP, what's your whole
I
thought?
mean,
just real
honestly,
quick
this
on
is all the white man's fault because back in the day,
Oh, you would go there, Johnny.
I mean, how would we treat slavery down in the South? It was the white man getting out that whip, and if you didn't listen, you
Hell
got
yeah,
hit.
tie you
So
to a
it's
fucking
technically
tree.
all our fault. I mean, then they
it goes
just,
back to the white man, right?
Yep, and then they just, that's how he was brought up by his
But really,
grandparents.
though,
And I don't see a problem with it at all. I think this is stupid. I mean,
the bruises don't affect you. The pictures of the kid's legs.
no, because I think that if they looked at more American kids and how they were abused at home, they would probably see a lot more. And these kids aren't being abused.
You're making an excuse
There's a
right now. You're not. You're trying.
No.
You really think it's
My-
okay for those bruises to show up on a kid to teach him a lesson? No. There's
Here's the
other
thing.
ways to teach a kid a lesson.
Oh,
than
what, a
going out and grabbing
timeout?
a stick. No, but there's other ways than bruising your kid. You could spank me on my ass with your hand.
No.
You don't have to
Again,
hit me with
no.
the branch.
You have to remember that we're all primitive animals here. We or at one point, and so
Yes.
we all stem from that. And I mean, if you want to teach a dog something, if he's gonna shit in the house, you rub his nose in it and you smack him, and that's how he learns. All right, that's how animals learn. We are still
You're
animals.
comparing
We
humans
still
and small
need
children to
be-
animals right now.
Look at the kids today.
No.
You
But
know,
Josh,
there's
he did
parents-
go overboard, and it's not like he did this to him daily. Something set him off,
He put.
and something caused him to discipline his child.
He pushed.
Which kids will do.
But he
They'll
doesn't
push
do
you
it
to that
every
edge.
day. This is
Right.
not a daily beating. Every day I'm going to do this.
Listen, story behind of what happened, and I don't know if you know this. Do you know what happened? Why
I
he
said
beat
it
him?
relative, but go ahead. No, go ahead.
There
Let
was-
everyone know. There might be some people that don't. Go ahead.
He had his I think it was his brother or his cousin was riding his bike,
Mm-hmm.
and he went up and shoved his brother off the bike.
Mhm.
And so Adrian said, "You don't do that. Now go over there, get this.
Yeah.
pick out
You're
your
gonna
branch.
get. You're
and
gonna get your.
You're gonna
whooping.
get hit. So I mean, you're hurting another kid. I mean, I don't think that there's when you're hurting somebody else, you get the ultimate form of punishment. If you're gonna hurt somebody else, you
That's a
deserve
very-
to get hurt.
Can we? Well,
And
we
whether
can all
that's
say it's
the-
just.
And
it's
I'm with you, Johnny. Going up to him saying, "You know what? That was really bad,
Uh-huh.
and you really shouldn't do that again." That kid's not learning a damn
No.
thing because he's going, "I got away with it,
No.
and I'm going to do it again."
Kids these days, they don't learn it. They say,
When you whip his
no,
ass-
you don't say no to the kid. You don't tell him no. You work around it instead
I
of saying
agree.
Little
no.
Kids are
timeout.
coddled. I
Yeah.
agree. Hey,
Dr.
let's
Spock
give everyone
can
a
suck my
participation
ass.
trophy.
Exactly.
Because everybody
It's
we
the
don't want to cry.
pussification of
I
a
agree.
generation.
I agree to
And
an
look at
extent
that
there.
over the last
I
14
agree.
years,
So-
since the year 2000, I think you could say that the population of kids coming out of that generation since the early 2000s have been complete brats and assholes.
I agree.
Hey, and let me say this.
No, I could go there.
Let me
Okay.
say this to the point.
Yeah, let's
and- and
finish it up, 'cause let's move
I
on.
might get some hate mail for this also.
Oh, like you haven't before? What? Can't you
No,
want
but
to join
this is a
Canada's
very,
list for
very
you?
touchy subject, and we are
You
different
are one
generations.
pathetic loser.
I'm a different generation than
Yeah.
you guys.
Right.
Okay.
You are.
At least he's a black man taking responsibility for raising his child.
Okay.
He's
I can-
there.
I
All
can-
seven
And he's
of 'em.
raising his
Yeah,
child.
all 7 of them.
and he-
Exactly.
By
whatever.
5 different mothers.
Exactly.
But he's there and he's trying, as opposed to the dude that just splits and leaves the mom to raise 4 kids on her own.
Okay. Well,
At least he's trying.
it's very touchy
All right.
subject. So
He's involved.
let's break
Exactly.
in. Let's break into the NFL and our news and notes here. Coming in. We've got a lot of stuff going on here in the NFL. Just break it down here in the next 10 minutes. Again, guys, you want to call the show? 818-435-8423 is the number. Or tweet us at Sportscast_THN. All right, Knocker. First up here, Adrian Peterson. First of all, as we found out, Vikings reinstated him on Monday, and now after this next report comes out, Vikings say he's permanently off, not off the team. He's still going to get paid, but he's suspended on this new list that the commissioner has.
Dr. Rob
Placed on
makes-
an exempt commissioner's permission list.
Dr. Rob has a good point. And, the reason everyone's up in arms is the NFL is because Commissioner Goodell screwed up with the Rice thing in the first
Yeah,
place.
of course.
So
He's just
everybody's just hitting. This Peterson thing, the kicking him off the team again, right? That's money. And that really sucks.
Yep.
Because it's about the money and the sponsorship and the Vikings president and owner not being man enough to stand up. He's taking the easy way out, not backing his guy, and just saying, okay, we're just going to put you over here in the corner and see what goes on. because our sponsors, and there was a huge sponsor, I forget who was.
Radisson.
Hotels, exactly, was threatening to pull the money out.
Oh, they did. They're the first sponsor to pull it after they showed it on the press conference. So
Don't they know the pull-out method doesn't work?
Adrian Peterson. I'm gonna give you a ding on that. That was well played, sir. You get a little dinger on that.
You know what,
I
my
like
brother?
that little dinger.
I got to disagree because it does work. Because I would have had like about 10 premarital children.
My God. All right, here we go. We got a lot of news coming up here in the NFL. Renee,
You just got to time it right.
Renee, if you get the pictures ready for me here. So as we know, Adrian Peterson going to be out indefinitely. We'll see if he returns this year. He's got a court date, I believe, for October 8th. So we'll have a little more update and history, notes of where he's going to be, timetable. But as far as fantasy, you got to pick up his backup here. Jonathan Dwyer, the newest case coming down just hours ago, charged for domestic violence. Reportedly held someone back from calling 911. That's according to the report here. And Cardinals running back last year was with the Steelers, or for a couple of years with the Steelers.
He's at Auburn, right?
Yeah.
I believe he's at Auburn,
Yeah.
right?
With Aaron Hernandez now, multiple drug arrests, numerous domestic assaults, now child abuse. Like I said before, this could be the darkest years we've seen in the NFL
and
of late.
it's just happening so
It's so
fast.
fast.
Just bam, bam,
Next
bam,
up
bam.
here, my boy, can I get the smoke weed every day for Wes Welker? Coming back to the Broncos this weekend.
That was
We'll
for
be
you,
playing-
Renee.
There it is, Renee. Thank you. After its union and a new policy on performance-enhancing drugs, Wes Welker back on going to be, so check your fantasy teams, get him activated. Super Bowl winning quarterback Kurt Warner and linebacker Junior Seau will be among the 15 first-year eligible modern era
$4,000
candidates
a month.
nominated for Pro Football Hall of Fame coming up. Fuck both you.
Kurt Warner is a first.
Yeah. Same thing with Junior.
You know, even if he didn't win a Super Bowl with the Rams,
Yeah.
right? And he lost one, he went to 2. The fact that he got the sorry-ass Cardinals, one of the worst organizations in the history of the NFL, he took that team to a Super Bowl, that gets him in the Hall of Fame.
I agree.
Regardless of whatever else he freaking did anywhere else.
Yep. I agree.
That's magical.
He went to the Ring of Fame over there in St. Louis.
Yeah, that
this
was
past
awesome.
week. So,
And you know what? And you know what sucked? They
What?
didn't cover that.
Besides your wife, what sucked?
That's your mom, bro.
Oh, threw that down. That was a good one. Come
That's
on,
your
Johnny.
Mom.
That was a good one, right?
That's your mom, bro.
I don't know.
Well,
That's
she
your
must
mom.
have been good. You had 5 kids. Moving
Go
on next
get your,
to Robert Griffin.
Josh. Go get your Switch.
Is that too early? I don't know. Renee, big injury coming up here. Robert Griffin III, RG3. I've been saying this for the past 2 years since he had his initial injury. He'll never be the same. Another non-contact injury. You can watch the video if you can throw it up here
I
for me,
don't want
Renee.
him anymore.
Dislocated ankle, possibly out for the rest of the season. Some say that he could be coming back in the next 6 to 8 weeks.
No way.
I don't think so. Kirk Cousins now becomes the guy in Washington.
Yep.
Redskins already starting out 0-2. Or 1-1, I'm sorry,
Right.
winning last week. Kirk Cousins, a lot of people say he should have started at the beginning of the season. What are your thoughts of Kirk Cousins real quick?
I love him.
Yeah?
I love the guy. It befuddled me when Washington picked both RG3 and Kirk Cousins in the same draft
Right.
because you could not have two more opposite style
of quarterbacks.
Right. Okay? And the bottom line is you go through history, very few teams win the Super Bowl with a quote-unquote running quarterback.
Yep.
An agile quarterback, maybe. I think the last team to really win a Super Bowl with a quote-unquote running quarterback was the Dallas Cowboys in the 70s with Roger Staubach. You win with a pocket passer who can move in the pocket. Okay? Peyton Manning can't run, but he can move in the pocket and avoid getting sacked, and he doesn't have to run and put himself in a position to get hurt,
Right.
a la Michael Vick, RG3. They're getting hurt because they're running. They're not getting hurt because they're getting hit. They're getting hurt because they're running. And Kirk Cousins.
I've been calling this for years, man. RG3 is just these guys that come out like the Michael Vicks. They're just they don't stay healthy enough to be a vital.
You
part
love
of,
him.
You know what I mean?
It's
I love
exciting.
him too. It's great. But
you don't
I'd
win
like
Super
to see him for
Bowls.
16 games a year instead of 6.
Tom Brady runs a 6 flat 40.
Well, it's Peyton Manning, probably the same thing. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's how you win in the NFL. Kirk Cousins is a pocket passing
I'd rather
quarterback.
have Carson Palmer than RG3 at this point.
I agree.
Before RG3 even got hurt, this second injury, this past one, I'd rather have Carson Palmer at this point.
I agree. And unfortunately, he's not going to be able to develop into an NFL stand-in-the-pocket type quarterback. Kirk
Fucking MacGyver going off in the background. Yeah, that's our little MacGyver dog.
He
If you
agrees
hear
with
a
me.
dog in the background.
Kirk Cousins, I think, with Jay Gruden's offense
Yep.
and the way he wants to run this,
I think it's going to work good for the
I think it's going to
Washington.
work out fantastic. Unfortunately for RG3, great guy, wonderful family. Everything is great about this kid, but I believe his career's over.
Well, last up here in the news, Robert Griffin again. Grab Kirk Cousins off the waiver wire if no one has him. He's probably the hot pickup of the week here. Greg Hardy. Finally, the Panthers have to do something. You know, after Greg Hardy and his 911 call, that was very disturbing. If you guys didn't miss that, go back to us at the newsportsguru.com. Check it out. Just go ahead and search Greg Hardy. We'll pull up the 911 tape. It's pretty disturbing. He is now, again, placed on this new exempt commissioner's permission list, which only the Roger Goodell can put people on. So, but a good point comes in here from Twitter, again, from Dr. Rob. Says, Peterson went over it, but he should not be treated like a murderer. And I agree. You know, there's a little bit here, but yeah, the guy didn't murder someone here. He wasn't in drug deals. He wasn't Aaron Hernandez case here. He wasn't hitting someone in an elevator across the face and knocking them out. There's a little different story here.
He also chimes in, wasn't Steve Young considered running quarterback? I'm going to have to say no.
No, I could.
I'm going to have to
no,
say
he was. He was the first. He was the first one that really, I guess not first one.
No, to me,
Fran targets him, but
to me, he was a quarterback who could run.
Yeah.
Who chose his opportunities to run. But first and foremost, I believe he developed into a pocket quarterback. And his offense that he ran post-Montana was, I'm going to sit in the freaking pocket, I'm going to throw to Jerry Rice, and I'm going to throw to, my wide receivers, and I'm going to get this done. If I have to run, I'm better than anybody else running the ball. But no, I'm not going to say he was a quarterback who could run, not a running quarterback.
Okay. So, again, Greg Hardy, Adrian Peterson, Ray Rice, all going to be probably out for possibly the remainder of the season. Ray Rice for sure. So it's tough start for the NFL. I mean, that's all you can really say. I hope it gets better.
This is the craziest year ever.
As a game that obviously America loves, I don't think it's going anywhere. It's not going to stop, but something's got to be done here. So, coming up again, we got LB Said It coming in here with his fantasy boom and bust at about 6:40 after the break. So make sure you guys tune in for that. If you got any fantasy questions, get them in soon. Tweet us at Sportscast_THN.
We do have a couple.
Also at call 818-435-8423. Call live and get your question right on the air right as well. So Knocker, I'm gonna throw it to you because we're gonna give you 3 minutes of college football, man.
Whoa, just like that.
You have one fucking segment
Bring
on this
it,
show.
baby.
You have one segment and he's not ready for it, Johnny.
No,
Seriously.
I'm ready.
Just, do you want me to throw it to Renee for his baseball segment? Because at least the Mexican's probably ready. You've been doing this show for 3 years.
No.
Mexicans are always ready.
Mexicans are always. Are you ready for this?
Absolutely. Bring it on,
All right.
bitch. We had some teams go down last week, man. We had East Carolina, Virginia Tech coming off their big win at Ohio State. Well, that lasted 1 week.
Yeah, really.
East Carolina comes in, takes their ass down, 28-17. VTU drops out of the top 25. You have Virginia, the UCLA win opening weekend that everybody thought UCLA looked like crap.
Go
blah, 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 blah,
Go
blah.
ahead and shut up the Brett Hundley video if you can, Renee, of him getting hurt. UCLA quarterback hurting his left arm, non-throwing arm, but could be serious here.
Yes.
For UCLA Bruins, chances.
But Virginia, UCLA went to Virginia, and everybody said, well, you should have beat them by more points. Virginia obviously is a pretty goddamn good football team because they went to number 21 Louisville and took them down 23-21. South Carolina is now relevant again after their ass whipping at the hands of Texas A&M. Opening day,
Came back, beat Georgia.
they won 2 games in a row.
How good are they though?
They beat number 26 Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia kicker missed, 2-3 field goals in that game?
So what? You won.
Hey, and is he the running back for Georgia? Is he not an absolute fucking beast?
He's my pick for the Heisman right now.
My God.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. Duke right now, if you're a betting guy, Duke has built a program, and they're beating the point spread pretty much every single week.
Okay.
They took down Kansas, Big 12 team. Charlie Weiss is going to get fired here. They took him down 41
Charlie
to nothing.
Weiss. You need to go on Slim
Now,
Fast
Brett Bielman left a good program at Wisconsin. He took over that program.
I like him as a coach.
And just kept it going, blah, blah, blah. Stepped down to Arkansas, who was horrid last year. Arkansas was absolutely horrid after the Bobby Petrino fiasco. They're now 3-1. They beat a Texas Tech team that's a pretty darn good team, 49-28 last week. Florida and Kentucky. Kentucky's another sleeper team. You check them out every week on the point spread. They're a darn good bet. The first 3 weeks they've covered whichever way you were going to bet them. Oklahoma takes down University of Tennessee. Tennessee thought they were the shit at 2-0. Walked into Norman.
Yeah, they
got
did.
their ass handed to them. The only team that covered for me the weekend. Now the big games this week. Oh, but we cannot forget USC getting their ass handed to
Can we
them.
give this shit of the week?
To my USC Trojans.
Yeah.
And the shitty play calling by Sarkisian.
I'm. You know what? It brought back bad memories of
Yeah,
Kiffin.
we thought it was Kiffin. And he admitted it
Come
this
on.
week. He admitted
Sark?
this week he was stubborn. He didn't change the play callings. But the big games this week, we got a good game on Thursday. Auburn, number 5, is at number 20 Kansas State. Kansas State
game.
is very, very tough at
8.5
home.
point spread. Do they
Yeah.
cover?
I think Kansas State covers those 8.5
Oh,
points.
really? It's with
I
a
really
touchdown,
do.
huh?
Kansas State at
Okay.
home is a very good football team.
Like it.
You got Florida and going to Alabama. In past years, this was the biggest game of the year. Not so much this year. I like Alabama. You got Virginia going to number 21 BYU. BYU's look pretty impressive this year. They're 3-0.
Took it to
They look
Texas.
pretty darn good.
Yep.
Don't know what we got in Virginia, but that's a good game to watch. Mississippi State at number 8 LSU. And Oklahoma finally leaves home. They go to Virginia to take on the Cavaliers. South Carolina at Vandy. And the best game of the week is 22 Clemson at Florida State. Jameis Winston
Yep.
out for the first half. This is going to be an interesting game.
Yep, Jameis Winston. Great segment once again. Anyway, are you okay? You need like an oxygen tank after that. 3
Well, you
minutes.
only give me 3 minutes, man.
Do you want more?
You know,
Do you want more?
my wife only gives me 2, so I'm kind of used to rushing things.
Do you need more minutes?
Actually, I need 1.
Okay.
Oh, are we talking my wife or are we talking the college segment? College, I could use 3:30, but hey,
I like that. All right, guys. Big game again coming up this week, though. Again, big news today. Jameis Winston, this guy can just not stay out of trouble.
he needs to get his shit together.
You know,
he really
last
does.
year's Heisman Trophy winner was suspended for the first half of the Clemson game for yelling. Johnny, you know what he said?
No, what did he say?
He said what Christy said you yelled to her last night in bed. Fuck her right in the pussy.
Fuck her right in the
Fuck
pussy.
her right in the pussy.
You mean cat?
Now, come
Yeah.
on.
Johnny's just like, hey, Christy. Fuck me right in the pussy.
Now, I do have a question here. I do have a question.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston's
What's
doing
up?
all
What's
all
a pussy
these
you haven't
things.
seen in a while? Sorry, just set it up. You liked it.
I
Johnny
watched
liked
you
it.
come out of one.
Yeah.
Boom!
Oh!
And it was your mom's.
Enough of the pussy.
I caught you, bitch, right out of one, okay?
Pussy.
Boom! But let me ask you this, man. Wow, we went down the
That was like
drain.
15 seconds of dirty pussy talk right now on the show. Welcome. Welcome.
But pussy talk all the time on the Sportscast.
At the ice.
Pussy, 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 pussy.
God, I'm glad she's not holding
Yeah.
watching parties
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this. Jameis Winston's doing all these things, and it's pretty consistent, right?
Draft stock is gone.
Right? He's doing the crab thing, and he got suspended from the baseball team.
Yep.
He did this. When Johnny Manziel did something wrong, it was just explosion on the news and this and that. And everything Winston's done seems to me it's like they're trying to downplay it.
Okay,
and
let's look
calm
back.
it
What's Johnny done? What's Johnny done? Everything that you, Renee, Johnny, and I did in college. We did not steal crab legs. We did not get up on a bench and yell, fuck her in the pussy.
That's
Johnny
my
Manziel
point.
drank. Johnny Manziel went to clubs. Johnny Manziel did what all of us
And
did
he
in college.
hit as many college co-eds as he could have.
And that's cheers up to Johnny football.
Exactly. But my point is, the press went after him hard.
Yeah.
Really hard. And they're not going after, in my opinion, they're not going after Winston in the same vicious manner. Do you agree with that or not?
Like I said, I think that Jameis Winston's the stories that when he's in the news, he just looks like an idiot, and Johnny just looks like a immature kid.
Right.
Like, Jameson's are more idiotic. It's like, yeah, Johnny's partying in a pool on a floating on a big Shamu doll. Who
But they're
cares?
both- they're
Johnny,
bo-
that's Johnny football.
They're both
He's throwing
doing
up the money sign.
they're
Jameson's
both-
stealing crab legs.
But they're both doing
does that?
They're both doing immature.
I know, but can you
young
see the
man
difference
stuff.
between the immaturity stuff here?
But
Because
my question
Johnny's
to
doing
you-
the normal college immaturity
Right,
stuff.
but my question to you was the press just wanted to crucify
Don't
Johnny.
make this a black and white thing. 'cause
No,
it's
I'm not. I'm
It's
not making it. No, I'm not making it black and white at all. I'm just making it two quarterbacks, Heisman winning quarterbacks that are very young that I don't seem to think are getting the same attention or crucifixion complex from the press for doing the same shit. Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree. With
Okay.
you. I just think that Jameson's just an idiot. You're the captain of the football team. You're a Heisman Trophy when you get up on a lunch bench and you yell "fucker" right in the pussy.
And you don't think it's gonna get out?
Yeah, really. I'd rather see Johnny Manziel take a beer bong than, at least that's something I could see. Yeah, Jameson took a beer bong. That's cool.
I agree.
Jameson's
Okay.
floating on a big shamu in a pool in Vegas. Awesome.
I just think they hit Johnny Football a lot harder than they're hitting Jameis for some reason. I don't know.
I think also Johnny Football, they can sell more than they can Jameis Winston. So
Okay.
why not keep Johnny Manziel a little cleaner? You know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
All right.
All right, Renee, you ready for your segment here?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go.
I'm always ready.
Yeah, we got the Mexican Minute.
Orale, baseball Mexican minute. It might take a little long, though, because I run on Mexican time. But anyways, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim were the first team in Major League Baseball to clinch a playoff berth.
Yes.
So kudos to them. Also,
Thank you.
in the American League, the Baltimore Orioles, they also are in the playoffs. In the National League, the Washington Nationals, they have a record of 87-63. They clinched the National League East. And no one else actually has clinched in the National League. St. Louis and Dodgers are still in it.
Okay.
So yeah, that's that. And we had some.
We had some ball grabbage.
Some
over,
things happened today.
What happened with
more than
Jonathan Papelbon? He's just a class guy. You know, class guy. Since his days in Boston, now with Philly. Jonathan Papelbon.
Dude, he totally pulled a Michael Jackson.
He basically, you guys could check out the video at thenewsportsgrid.com
He
or
did,
watch
huh?
us live right now on Ustream. You can check out the
adjusting his
videos because we're an interactive show. You can watch all the videos right now as we're talking about
I've
it.
done that in a few department stores.
Hey,
You know?
honey, how do these pants feel?
like,
they're
what? I
a
was
little
just
tight.
adjusting my cup.
Little tight in
That's
the
a
crotch.
nice sweater over there. That's a nice
You got to be
sweater.
watching this live. Johnny's doing lunges in his shorts right now.
Actually, Joe West, the umpire, just
Country
received
Joe West.
Yeah, Country Joe West, who actually has a country album out.
1-game suspension.
Got a 1-game
And
suspension
deservedly.
for putting his hands on Jonathan
I'm so
Papelbon.
sick of
For
Joe West.
grabbing his jersey?
Yeah.
I saw that and went, whoa, the umpire grabbed his jersey.
If you're not familiar with the story, Renee, I'm sorry. In Philadelphia, they, obviously Jonathan Papelbon, closer,
He's
gave
a
him
pussy.
some runs. He's a whiner. He's had a
He's a
temper at times.
pussy.
He's walking off the field in Philadelphia, gives the fans, he grabs his balls like Michael Jackson would
Sure.
basically do, and gives it to the fans who are booing him. He gets ejected, goes up to Joe West, grabs umpire Joe West, who's the most long running
Longest tenured umpire in the American
But he's
in the
also
National
the
League,
biggest. He's also the guy that loves to get on TV. He
Sure.
loves to make a spectacle of himself.
Look at that. That was in front of a home crowd. He's wearing his home
Now,
white
Renee,
Phillies
you're a
jersey.
baseball guy here.
I am,
Okay, I'm
yes.
going to go to you. This a baseball player, if he even touched an umpire, he would be thrown out for so long.
Yes.
But Joe
Yes.
West gets away with this grabbing his jersey. Yeah, I understand
Yeah.
Papelbon's in your face. A 1-game suspension. I'm sick of Joe West. It's every time. It's Joe West. Who was in this one video? Oh, it's Joe West again.
I think baseball holds umpires to a higher standard than they do their baseball players.
Yes, he
for-
has to
for
put his
whatever
hands
reason.
behind his back. But Papelbon, whatever, how you want to pronounce it. Dude, you're in
done.
Philly,
Yeah,
bro.
really, dude.
You could have pitched a shutout and they would have booed you. This is Philly, bro. You know where you're playing. You signed a contract to play there, and now you're pissed off because they're booing you. Dude, you gave up 4 runs. You blew a 4-1 lead, and they're booing you, and you can't handle it?
Right.
Well,
Fuck you.
As Mark Long would say, because he's from Philly.
What an idiot.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
So they're booing you, and you can't handle it.
Yeah, really. Get over it.
Fuck you.
All right, cool. Well, take us out with a little Mexican Minute music. Do you have the
So,
Iconamba music?
Yeah, so Giancarlo Stanton of the Miami Marlins
Yep.
was hit in the face by a fastball. His
Oh,
MVP
did you see his
MVP
face,
season
man?
is done, man.
You see his face, Renee?
Yeah, man. It looked like my brother when I punched him in the face when we fight in the backyard, you know?
That's just
Looked
a
like
backyard
knocker after
now.
last night's sex session. Wendy beat him up.
I love it when she gets rough.
She gave you stitches. All right, that's been the Mexican Minute here.
That was the Mexican minute.
Baseball Minute.
We're still working on that.
Yeah, we're still working.
It looks like an immigration enforcement punched a Mexican right in the face.
Okay, we do have a couple of
Well,
questions.
we're going to
before
go to
we
break, so get break ready. Get some
Uh-oh.
music ready.
Okay.
Can I answer these before we go to break, or do you want to do
bed
them?
music? Bed music here.
Do you want to do them after break or before
No,
break?
go ahead. Run through them real quick as
Okay,
the bed music's playing.
Dr. Rob chimes in. Then shouldn't Washington Shanahan done a better job of teaching RG3 to become a passing quarterback? Problem is Shanahan got fired after 1 year.
Yep.
Shanahan does not like running quarterback.
Can't blame Shanahan this year, guys.
Him and John Elway were at each other for their entire careers there because Elway liked to run the ball and Shanahan didn't like it. He didn't have enough time to change RG3 because of the injury and the short tenure. So no, the answer to that question couldn't have happened. Not enough time for either of them.
Right.
So, and then we have a question for fantasy. Do I start Russ or Brady? New England plays Oakland, Seattle plays Denver.
Well, guess who's going to be on the line when we come back? LB said it will be with us to
And
answer
he will
all
answer
of
that.
your fantasy football questions. So get him into us, 818-435-8423 as we go through our Week 3 picks here at Pigskin Pick, and we'll go over the standings as well. Johnny Icebox.
Poopland Islander.
I mean, who knew he had it in him this year?
I mean,
I know he's always got it in him.
You've seen it throughout the years, so
And what tweet comes in here?
I have proven track record.
I got to give this tweet a big shot, Johnny. Guess this guy says
Thank you, Renee.
Sportscast today. This is from Eric Robles. Remember the guy that checked us out like a month ago?
Oh, yeah.
He's like, should be another great one. I believe it's been a month since I found them, yet they haven't disappointed.
Yeah, baby.
We'll do it this week. We'll be back
Give us
after
time.
This. Yeah, give us time. We'll be back after this.
Windmill for the land, love forever hand in hand. Take it all out on your stride, it is taking falling down. Love forever, love is free, let's turn forever, you and me. Windmill for the land, it's everybody in.
Laughing gas, these hazmats, fast cats, lining them up like ass crack. Play these ponies at the track, it's my chocolate attack. Shit, I'm stepping in harder this year. Yeah, bear repping in harder this year. Watch me as I gravitate. Ha 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 ha. We gon' ghost town, this Motown with your sound. You in the blink, gon' bite the dust, can't fight with us. With your sound, you kill the ink. So don't stop, get it, until you chin it, hit it. Watch the way I navigate. Ha 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 ha.
Windmill for the land, love forever hand in hand. Take it all out on your stride, it is taking falling down. Love forever, love is free, let's turn forever, you and me. Windmill for the land, is everybody in.
Don't shop, get it. Deep high, you captains in it. Steady, watch me navigate. Don't shop, get it. Deep high, you captains in it. Steady, watch me navigate.
Rock on, knocker. Woo! Yeah, Renee's in. Johnny's filling up his drink. We got fancy questions rolling in on Twitter.
Yep.
Back here, Nice Box Studios, Sportscast, NFL Game Day show. Again, guys, make sure you check us out on iTunes, Podcast One, Toad Hawk Network. Check them out as well. Also available on Stitcher, iHeartRadio. Basically anywhere you can stream podcasts, we're there. And you know what's awesome? We got a tweet the other day. Guess where we are on Podcast One? When you go look up sports, okay, and you go to the sports section on Podcast One, we're number 2.
Damn!
I know. Just want to put that out there.
Is that how Eric? That's how Eric. He said he found us.
Yeah, we're number 2.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. We're number 2 on
Spread the
Podcast
word,
One.
Eric.
So spread the word,
Spread
Eric.
something. As I always say, spread something, but at least spread the word.
Yeah, Eric, spread something. Jesus
Now-
Christ.
I want to know what Eric's team is. Do we know what his team is?
No, he's got some fancy questions.
He needs to
rolling
call in.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Now,
he's rolling with the fancy
Let's take care of
questions.
some business first.
Well, I thought Wendy takes care of that.
She did.
Oh, man.
She
Is that
did
why you had the
Sunday
$20
night.
out? You had to pay
She
her?
did Sunday night. Do you not understand? That's your mom? Bro, really?
Tell him to suck my balls.
Love you,
Not,
Mom.
not going there. We're going to take care of business.
Love you, Mom.
Last week, we made
Yeah.
the bet because we played golf on Saturday morning.
Great game of golf. Was hot as shit,
Hot
but great
fest.
game of golf.
Hot fest.
We were like Top Gun pouring water on each other.
Yes, we
we
were.
out there
Man,
pouring
shockers.
like ice water, shockers.
Shocker.
Felt great.
I gave Johnny the shocker.
We were giving
Knocker
each
gave
other
you the
shockers.
shocker, right?
Yeah,
No,
we
no,
were
no,
giving
no,
each
no.
other
Yeah, yeah.
shockers.
Oh, that just sounds weird.
I think I gave all of you shockers.
Yeah, we all gave like each other shockers.
But I think you just gave me a shocker.
Sex-
Knocker, you're the one that initiated the shockers. You're like,
Yeah,
hey,
no,
Johnny,
Johnny
do you want
did.
a shock? Oh,
No, Johnny did.
Oh,
No,
Johnny
no,
didn't?
no. You initiated this time. You said, "Hey."
Oh
you want
yeah,
a
this
shocker?
time, yeah. But you
Yeah.
initiated the very first shocker was given by
I
you.
didn't
to
hesitate
me,
to
but-
say no, though.
Yeah,
so
I know.
But I was
love
really
it.
sore after all the
A shocker
shockers.
from you.
Yeah,
You were really sore after all the shockers.
getting carried around
Can-
like a
can-
bowling
can
ball
we
hurts.
Can we let everyone
All
know
right,
what the
all
shocker
right.
is?
Yeah, we should. Yeah, if we haven't explained it.
It's not the two fingers.
It's not necessarily
two in the
not
pinker,
this
one in the
one.
stinker.
Exactly.
It's,
You
it's
guys
a,
are sick. If that's what you were thinking, you're sick.
Like that. For all you
I
at
just dropped
home.
my headphones.
Let's just get this straight. The shocker is when you're hot as
Oh.
fuck on a golf course and you just kind of just kind of
You
you
kind
get
of
that
dazed from
you
the
get
heat.
that ice water that's in your bag from the beers that you smuggled into the golf
And you
course.
pour it on the back of the neck.
and you pour it on the back of the neck. That's
Right
called
down
the
your
shocker.
head.
God, you
And
shocked
God,
me
does that
so
work
good on the back of the
fantastic.
neck.
It's like the golfing ice bucket challenge in a
There
way.
you go. There you go.
In a way.
But we
I've
bet
got a tweet.
we bet $10,
Yeah.
We did.
right?
We did.
That the winner takes $10
did.
from each of us.
We did. Johnny Icebox.
Johnny
took it
Icebox,
home.
despite taking a 10 on the first hole.
Yep.
You are one
Johnny took
pathetic
a 10
loser.
on the first hole, and he ended up beating me by 2 strokes, and I think he beat you by like 7 strokes, something like that.
Yeah, he played
But Johnny Icebox takes the moolah
Show me the
for the
money.
win.
Yeah,
Johnny takes the
Johnny.
Jackson.
Well, you know what's funny?
Show me the money.
You're just paying him with his own money from the week before when he paid you his $20.
Whatever he won, he gets his
No,
money, and that's the way we do
technically, I
this.
gotta beat him one more time because
Yeah, you
I
do.
paid him.
I
We
know.
had 20 bet on that.
Johnny,
But
Johnny,
Johnny, great game of golf, man. You played well.
he
You had-
putted
very much.
like
Yeah.
a son bitch.
Wow, I had some
did.
amazing putts.
Yeah,
I
he
did.
putted like a son
I
bitch,
learned
and
how to
Marshall
putt, didn't
Canyon
I?
is a very tough place to putt, and you putted your ass
Way
off,
from
man.
the-
So
way from the
congratulations to you.
All right, so that's good. All right,
Hey,
guys.
hey, wait. I just wanted to say
Stop
something.
gloating, all right? You played well.
No, this has nothing to do. I wanted to get into after we finished playing golf.
Don't go there. Can we just move on?
What? Don't go there.
No.
So we get
here. I wasn't there.
Yeah, we get finished playing golf, and we're all like, "Oh, all right, good game, good
Yeah.
game. Let's grab a beer. Let's grab a beer." Josh had picked up his clubs, thought we'd taking him. He was taking them down to his car, and just completely left.
Yeah.
Just left.
And what did we talk about, Johnny? What did
Yeah.
we talk about on the
Out of
second
there.
hole? Josh, I need your truck
Not even
today.
the second hole. This was like the 14th or 15th hole.
Josh, I need your truck.
I need
so
your
we're going to
truck.
swap cars. You take my car home. I'll
Yep.
take your truck
Yep.
home. Blah, blah, blah.
Didn't say goodbye.
Never saw you. Not one fucking
Picked his
word
club-
before you
Took
left.
his clubs out of his cart, threw
Yeah.
them on his back, and
And left. Like, not, yo, Dad, see you later, bro. Hey,
Pussy.
love you.
Ah, pussy!
You could hear the whips
Dude,
all the way up the
I
hill,
had
bro.
such-
And then,
You
and then,
came-
and then
Pops.
wait, hang on.
Go ahead.
you have
and then-
nothing to say.
Bud calls him up and goes, Josh, what the fuck? Where'd you go? It was so hot. I'm just so tired. I just need to take a shower. I just want to take a shower.
Dude, you're so right. I can't even defend myself. I have no defense.
God.
I went home. I laid up on my couch after that day. It was just so hot. And my pops came over to bring my truck back.
Yeah, you made me go to your house to get your truck.
Yeah, thanks, Pops. I love you, man. All right, Lawrence Brooks is on the phone. Fuck all you.
What a
All right, Lawrence Brooks, what's going on? Johnny, thank you for that
he
wonderful
will
story.
dip out. If you're hanging out with Josh, he'll dip out.
Yeah, he'll just blow you
He'll
out,
just
man.
blow you out.
Lawrence,
He'll
I'm a
just
pussy. What's
And who's
going
the
on?
idiot that wears long black pants on a 105-degree day?
Hey, I look good in my.
Just wondering.
I look good in my brand new Callaway pants. Okay,
Yeah,
I looked good.
Just
Johnny,
wondering.
Hot as fuck, though.
Hot as hell.
at LB said it
What's
on
up,
Twitter is with us
Lawrence?
once again. He's gonna be with us the whole time, guys. This is a special moment. He'll be with us. Yes. Thank you. Fantasy God.
May I get something out of the way first from Lawrence because he had to cut out last week?
We do. We got to get to the pick'ems. Let's go.
Okay, Lawrence, I want to hear you say, Knocker, that was a great pick with the Texas defense on week 1 because they got you 20 points and put you over the top. I want to hear you say it.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm going to repeat. Texas defense was a good pick. Texas defense in the 7th round was not a sound
Oh,
pick.
okay. I like it. All right.
I'll
All
take
right.
the caveat. That was close enough.
Close enough for you, right?
I said that. I never said the Texas defense wasn't a good pick. You just took them way earlier than you needed to. You could have got them probably about 3
You're right.
rounds
But
later.
hey, it's paying
Kudos
off for
to you
Knocker.
because you're 2-0
Yep.
with that pick.
That's
It-
right,
it's paying
Bubba.
off for Knocker. We'll get over the Pigskin Pick'em standings in just a little bit. But, boys, it's been a crazy
Yeah.
2 weeks in the NFL. Let's start off week 3
Hey,
with the bang.
nobody's went to jail, have they? I
No-
just want to make sure
no,
no one's in
no,
jail.
Knocker.
Johnny, you good?
Johnny's good.
Nope,
Bud
I'm here.
Knocker?
Yep.
I'm working it.
Happy
no one's in
she's not
jail.
in jail, is she?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is awesome. She's not
hopefully,
in jail.
hopefully the Mexican producers get deported by the show before the show's over. So
No, I'm
I'm
scared.
on suspension, but not jail.
We need no more jail. We need no more jail news for the day, or
Wow.
for that
I'm
matter,
on-
for the year.
Lawrence, no
No more
kidding,
people
man.
going to
What's
jail.
that list that Adrian Peterson's on now?
God, I got to bring it back up.
That
I don't
list
have it
that
noted.
hasn't
The
been
one
heard
that
of
just got
since-
invented?
Yeah. I'm on that list.
Isn't it great? That's awesome.
All right, guys. Well, let's start off week 3 with the bang. Let's get our grunts out because here we go.
Football season!
Woo! Butt Knockers 2-0 in fantasy football.
What was that, Lawrence?
He's a pirate. Yeah, matey.
Week 3 in the NFL. Who knew the Saints would be 0-2
Yep.
going into this? And who knew the Browns would come out and show us
God,
something?
God knew.
Are,
God.
are the Buffalo Bills for real?
Seriously. Great
God,
question.
God knew they'd be 2-0.
And hey, how about them Cowboys, huh,
How
guys?
about them Cowboys?
How, Lawrence? How about them Cowboys? Oh, man, big weekend in football. A lot of upsets.
All about the Texans, baby.
A lot of news going. Oh, you and your Texans. You know, if you run, you're J.J. Watt's favorite.
Hey, I got the
person right now.
cheerleaders following me,
You do.
and I got the defense kicking some ass. It's
Yeah.
all about the
I
Texans.
just want to know who's next year's team. Have you scouted them yet? Who's going to be your next cheerleading squad that you go after next year? Because you've already got the Titans and the Texans. Now you going for the T's or where are you going? Where are you going
I
next?
think I'm going to go after the Chiefs cheerleaders.
Ooh, the
next
Chiefs
year.
cheerleaders next year going to be on that Chiefs bandwagon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get you.
Stay over
We're gonna get you some Texan colored pom poms for Christmas.
I like it. All right, guys. Coming up real quick in the Pigskin Pick'em League. Again, $200 Visa up for grabs in this league here. Leading the way, we have Big Steve, 1977, leading with 21 wins. Irv Payne is up there as well.
Mr. Intelligent.
And Big Mar are our leaders right now with 21 wins. The Colonel, and surprisingly, the Poop Land Iceboxers are with 20 wins. Johnny,
Yeah,
how you feeling so far? Eminem over there, what
You know, I just
doing?
want to let everybody know that when you're listening to Take Who's Picks, you better listen to mine because I am tied for second technically. Well, fourth.
Well,
But I'm
fourth.
up there. I'm the best one out
I'm
of
up there.
all
I'm up
these
there somewhere.
mother effers in this room.
Be
so
Rabbit, be
you better
Rabbit
be
up
listening
there.
to me.
So
Be
shout out
Rabbit.
again, Poopland Iceboxers got 20 wins so far. The leaders at 21, Irish at 20. And then we got Castaic Bob at 19, Steve MX81, And the rolling with Welker. He is
Rolling with the Welker.
at 19.
That's
So-
awesome.
That's right. Looking down here in the standings, I'm at 26 here with 17 wins. I'm down by 4 wins here. Knocker, do I have to go to the second page to find you? I don't know. I can't find you here.
Wow,
He doesn't even
bro.
registered on there. He doesn't have enough wins to qualify.
Knocker, you did well. 11 wins in the first week.
Did you miss a week?
6 wins last
Hey,
week,
but he's
Knocker.
got the Texans D.
Yep, he's got the Texans.
Hey, my
D.
fantasy team is 2-0.
Did
Yeah.
you wake up late Sunday?
Yep,
I
and
think so.
yeah, Colonel chimes in, top the leaderboard, bitches.
Bitches.
Colonel chiming in. All right, Thursday night game here. Gonna be probably a stinker, not one you probably want to miss a date or have sex with your wife. But here's it goes.
Buccaneers versus Falcons.
Thank you, Renee. Turn up just a little bit. Thank you. Buccaneers at Falcons. Bucks. Oh man, they're just a sorry team. I don't know. Doug Martin, Johnny, you love him.
I don't.
One of the biggest busts of the year. Rainey now seems maybe like the popular sexy pick here. Could be a good backup, but the Falcons at home, 1-1 so far this year. The Falcons, though, pretty explosive at home. Have a good offense. Roddy White suffering a hamstring injury last week. Again. Falcons though at home against the Bucks. I'm going to go with the Falcons here. I think this is a blowout. I think the Falcons get it going in this one. I like the Falcons here, 27-17. I like Falcons.
I think this is another division game. These division games are really tight, no matter how crappy or good one of the other teams is. There's really never any blowout in this division, which is kind of interesting.
Right.
But the Buccaneers just have no offense.
Yeah.
They've got nothing. So I look for the Falcons to put a pounding on them, just because they just have no offense.
I
So I'm
agree
going
with you.
Atlanta.
All right, Johnny Box, what do you got?
I'm
Falcons.
going to go with the Falcons on this one, but I am curious about Lawrence's views on Bobby Rainey.
Okay, I like that. All right, Lawrence, going to go to you. Falcons, Buccaneers, Thursday night football. What do you got?
Okay, before I get started, let me just quickly say that if you've been neglecting your lady since the season started, this would be a good night to take her.
There we go.
Okay.
We have to get we have to
this,
get
This
it.
is one of my games I label as do something else games. How I said do some chores, keep
Hell
caught
yeah.
up on some homework.
Take her to
if
Red
you're in
Lobster
grad
night.
school,
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing.
Love
But
it.
anyway, yeah, I got the Falcons in this game. I think
Okay.
that it'll be a little closer than thought because I think with Roddy White being a little hobbled, I think that helps the Buccaneers defense to some extent. But they are just pretty much stripped of their D-line. Joe McCoy is out. Both of their DNs are gone. So it could get ugly fast. But being that they pass so much, I think that the Bucs are equipped enough to at least slow them down a little bit. But I think I got the score around 24 to 13.
Okay, Roddy White, as you know, probably a lot of guys, number 1 and number 2 receivers here. Is he worth taking a chance and starting in this game, or do you go with maybe the third string in Douglas here? What are your thoughts, again, on him coming into this game?
I think if he plays, because he's sitting out right now, so if he plays, I think you have to play him. I think Roddy
Okay.
White's proved that he can be productive while he's injured. So if he's on the field, I think you should play him unless you're just extremely deep at receiver. I wouldn't play Harry Douglas over Roddy White if Roddy White's active.
Okay, and as we know, you're going to be putting out your Boom Bust column tomorrow. Go make sure you guys check it out at thenewsportsgroup.com. Also, he puts out his rapid recap after every week. He covers all his games.
Awesome stuff.
He's a fantastic writer, so make sure you guys check him out at thenewsportsgroup.com. All right, who do you got as your
Fantasy Beast.
who's your fancy beast in this one?
Fantasy beast in this one would be Matty Ice. I think Matty
I like
Ice
it.
comes out
Yep.
and he sets out a good game. Hopefully he does because I have him in the league and we're all playing it.
Love
it. So I definitely hope he has a good game. But I think he'll be able to have his way with that secondary as long as his wide receiver core is intact.
All right, and then real quick, who you guys your
Fantasy Zombie.
who's you guys your zombie this week?
Fantasy Zombie. Call me crazy, but I still believe Vincent Jackson doesn't have a good game.
All right.
I think
Wow.
that
Yep.
They can't get on the
Desmond
ball.
Trufant's been highly overlooked. He's actually been a top 5 corner this year. If you look, he's only had about 66 yards passing on him and like 4 catches since the season has started. Pretty good. Now, I know Vincent Jackson is a big receiver, but I still don't see him having a big game. That offense still looks too stagnant. I'm not feeling Vincent Jackson.
Okay. All right, guys.
Wait,
So we're all
did you
going with
mention Bobby Rainey?
Yeah, Johnny wants to know about Bobby Rainey here.
What do you
With
think?
Doug Martin, we've already had Lovie Smith come out and say they're going to maybe go to a 2-3 back system here.
Wow.
But Rainey, I think, could actually be a big sleeper here. Lawrence, what do you think?
I think Bobby Rainey as a legit starter has a lot of value. I think
Okay.
as a guy who's probably going to be on a 50-50 split, I think he's just kind of a fringe starter. I don't think he's a guy who's super explosive. I don't think that offense is explosive enough to where
I agree.
he can do a lot of damage in limited touches. So if he was to get the nod and he'd be the lead back, I would say that it's a great pick. But if he's not, and they're still going to incorporate Doug Martin some, which they've said they're going to do anyway, I think that he's just kind of I just think that he's kind of a guy you just tuck away unless you, like a lot of us have a lot of injuries, you might have to play him anyway. But I think his value is solely based on how much usage he gets.
I agree, man. I think you can't count on him until he's taken over that job from Doug Martin. You know, he's going to get that 50-50 split. So, all right, here, next game up here. Hey, guys, how about them
Rams versus Cowboys.
Them Cowboys
How
last
about
week?
them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys, Lawrence, man? Taking it to the Titans last
Garrett
week.
finally took the ball out of Romo's hands and they get a win. Who knew?
DeMarco Murray,
Who
an
knew?
absolute beast. Just traded him for this week with Mark 3000 in our Sportscast League after I had Adrian Peterson go out. So, Rams, though, again, their season's lost after all the injuries going into D-Town against the Cowboys here.
I thought it was at St. Louis.
Oh, I'm sorry, at St. Louis. Yeah, I haven't switched up here. Cowboys, though, on the road against St. Louis. I'm going to go with my boys in this one, Knocker. I mean, really, I know you're a Rams fan, but you really think the Rams have a chance in this game.
Letdown game.
Okay.
This is like USC going to BC.
All right.
Huge letdown game. They're going to try to run the ball against that Rams defense, and the Rams defense is going to plug the box, and they're not going to get yards.
Plug the box.
Thank you, Renee. He hasn't chimed in this half hour. He had to get something in. Thank you, Renee, for that comment.
I like the Rams defense at home, and
Okay.
they've proved that they can score enough points
Really?
to win a game.
Really?
I'm going to take the Rams in an upset.
There's a
Now-
reason why you lose pick 'em every year. What do
now,
you got,
now,
Johnny?
Lawrence, whoa, Lawrence, there's a question here from
Okay.
Big Joe Mama 1974. DeMarco Murray, stud.
Big Joe Mama 1974?
That's what he comes in at.
I like it.
DeMarco Murray, stud
Awesome.
or trade? He wants to know what to do with DeMarco Murray.
Oh, you keep DeMarco Murray. He's the number one fantasy back right now. You don't
There you
trade a
go.
guy like that. It's not
Okay.
a fluke. We know he has a track record of being productive as long as he's healthy. You can't trade a guy based on I don't know when he's going to fall apart. So you ride those wheels till they fall off. Pick up Lance Dunbar, Joseph Randall, and keep the DeMarco train going.
That's what I say about Wendy. I'm going
Yeah.
to ride those wheels till they
Right,
fall
they're
off,
falling
baby.
off, baby.
There you go.
Big
That's
Joe
right.
Mama
Get some brownie
1974,
points 'cause
there's
you
your
ain't
answer.
doing nothing
All right.
Sunday to watching football.
Was that on Twitter? Did you get that from Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh, was that
Yeah,
cool?
that was a
All right,
question on
Johnny, what do you got?
I'm
Rams,
going
Cowboys.
Cowboys. but
Johnny, wait. What are you going?
I'm gonna back that ass
Oh,
up.
you're going to back that
and say I
ass
would
up?
not be surprised if the Rams upset the Cowboys.
All right, go Cowboys as well. Lawrence, are you going with the boys, right?
My heart is going with them, but I think this is a trap game, man.
Ah,
I think
yeah.
this is
Yep.
this is what happens with the Cowboys.
Yep.
And you know, as we're both fans,
Yes.
we know that anytime they're expected to win, they don't win.
They lose,
So
exactly.
I'm gonna have to go opposite and say it's a trap game. I think that I
Wow.
think that people are feeling good.
What?
And it's just.
Fuck, I think I'm gonna
but
change
if
it.
if they win, see, this is what we have to do. We have to not say the Cowboys are gonna win.
Okay.
And say they're not, so that we can help them out.
All right, I
I
like it.
can't give them any credit.
So
I
in-
gotta see 2 or 3 wins in a row before I'm completely
So
sold.
in
I'm
our
just-
in our
I
pick'ems
hate when they-
league, you are really picking the Rams in this game.
Yes.
Oh,
it's out of spite.
my
It's out of spite. It's out of spite. The,
You got
the
no
Cowboys break my
balls.
heart so much that I have to stay on. I have to keep my expectations low so that they don't break my heart.
You got no balls.
Balls.
You got no balls.
All right, what do you got in this one though, Lawrence? Here we go.
Fantasy Beast.
The Fantasy Beast, Rams, Cowboys.
Fantasy Beast has to go to DeMarco Murray.
Yep.
I think he keeps the ball rolling.
I like it.
If they have any
No
sense,
Chris
they'll
Long.
give him the ball
Yep.
20-plus times again. And I think that because of that line being a top 3, I think that's the top 3 offensive line. I think that's the strong point of their team. They talk about Des Bryant and Tony Romo and this, that, and the other. I think the star of that team is the offensive line.
I agree, man. I think DeMarco gets it going once again, and You know, that offensive line, they pushed Tennessee around quite a bit last week, but you know who's going to mess up this game is Garrett, because he's probably going to throw the ball 50 fucking times and give him, 12 carries to DeMarco Murray during this game. So, all right, who's your
Fantasy Zombie.
Fantasy Zombie has to go to Jason Witten. I still think that Jason Witten's going to be quiet. I don't see him having a big game because I think they're going to run the ball a lot. And I just think as he's gotten older, they need to start putting Gavin Escobar in there a little more. They took him in the second round, and they don't even use the guy.
No, I agree. I think Jason Witten right now is a top 15 tight end when he used to be maybe a top 5 because his value came from getting so many targets from Tony Romo.
Yep.
And he's not a red zone threat anymore. No. He doesn't get the red zone touches. I think Jason Witten right now, if you've got a better tight end like Delaney Walker, I love from Tennessee right now. He's on my bench actually. I think he's a much better start than Witten at this point.
Boy, Antonio Gates is coming on too.
No, that is Knocker. I'm gonna say this right now. Take me word for word, air quote me, whatever you want. That's the best game you will see out of Antonio Gates this whole season. Lawrence, would you agree?
I completely agree. He's a 34-year-old tight end who relies on athleticism. Yep. I don't see it lasting 16 games. Yep. I just don't.
Sell high, Lawrence. Sell high on Antonio Gates right now, right?
I like that. Okay. Let's go. Next game.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing great, but I don't see it lasting for 16 games.
Yeah, I agree.
That much usage is, I can't believe it. I'm speechless on what he's doing right now.
All right, we'll talk about Antonio Gates. Here we go. The
Chargers.
San Diego Superchargers.
The Superchargers.
Versus the Bills. The next big game of the weekend. Johnny, getting out on top with this Guts Go Buffalo pick last week.
Let's go Buffalo.
Johnny, this is seriously what I'm talking about the NFL. Are the Chargers real? Because after week 1, I was like, are you fucking kidding me, Chargers? This is what you really do. Then you go out and you beat the Super Bowl champs, and you really embarrass the Super Bowl champs.
They
Sherman,
look good
Sherman,
doing it.
Are you talking now, Sherman?
They
you just
look
ran
good.
off the field.
They look good doing it.
They look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But my boy Ryan Matthews went down. I'm in the market for a running back.
You
man.
are.
My boy Ryan
Knock,
Matthews
you putting it
went
out there
down.
right now? You need a running back?
I need a running back.
Bills, though, at home, showed up last week against Miami.
We're going to find out who's for real.
West Coast.
Great game.
West Coast traveling East Coast. We know it goes. Early game. I'm going to go to you because I got to think about this for 5 more seconds. Go ahead.
Dude, I wish it was snowing. I wish the skies would open up and it would snow because it'd be a real easy pick.
Okay.
But it's probably going to be 80
Shit,
degrees.
I wish it was snowing here.
No, fuck.
Yeah, being in
I work
Cali.
outside, bro. I'm
Ridiculous.
climbing telephone poles in 105 degrees. Let's not go there.
Let's not go. What do you got?
I am going to go with Buffalo. I really think that they've got a very good football team. I think they're coached well. They've drafted for defense. And I think it's going to be a very, very close game. San Diego always plays well when you don't think they're going to on the East Coast, but I'm going to go with Buffalo in a very close game.
Johnny Box.
Let's go Buffalo.
All right, I'm going to go with the San Diego
Superchargers.
Go Chargers.
Go Chargers. I'm going, Lawrence, real quick, because we got Ben Lipson calling in. Who do you got? Chargers, Bills.
Ben?
Lawrence, Chargers, Bills.
I think we lost him.
Oh, did we lose him?
We have another call.
Way to go,
pull
Renee.
through,
Did you
and,
drop Lawrence?
Way to go,
It's okay.
Renee.
Bring Ben on. It's okay. Is Ben on with us? Ben,
One's
you with
on.
us?
Hey, guys, what's up?
What's up? You can cut the music for me here. Ben Lipson from SportsTradeX.com.
Yeah.
Breaking into this Pigskin Pick'em segment. This is where me, Knocker, Johnny Icebox play our daily fantasy games in football. They've got some great new games coming out. They're the official fantasy site of the Sportscast. Check them out today. Make sure you guys go there. The promo code enter SCNFL. You get a 30% discount added onto your deposit. Ben, man, I haven't talked to you. I know I've been emailing back and
Been
forth.
a long time.
He is a busy man.
I guess so.
You are, Ben.
Never too busy for you guys. I'm just glad we connected. And, yeah, it's been too long, but I'm glad it's going to be a regular thing on the NFL season.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. And I know Johnny, he's new to the site this year.
I am.
He's been ranting and raving about it, especially your new fantasy draft game that you've got going on.
I love it.
Explain that a little bit, Ben. What's going on? Because it's one of the funnest things I've ever played. I'm getting into it this week. Knocker and Johnny have been raving about it
every weekend.
What's going on with this new fantasy game you got going on?
Yeah, this is brand new this year, and it's our newest format for daily fantasy sports. The way it works is you draft a team each week from 4 tiers, tiers A through D.
Right.
But what makes it really special, in my opinion, is that you get to choose the size of your team. So if you want a 7-player team, you're going to get more top-tier guys and fewer bottom-tier guys. Or you can go with a bigger team, like a 9-player team, and go with fewer top-tier guys, more mid-bottom-tier guys.
Right.
So it's structured so that you got that strategic choice to make. It's the most flexible lineup of any daily fantasy game out there, and it gives you the ability to have total. You could have a team that essentially had 4 or 5 quarterbacks.
Yeah,
in it,
that's
or
awesome.
none.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
It's pretty cool how he has it broken down. Like you can pick 2 tier A players, which are like your top guys: Adrian Peterson, Drew Brees, LaShawn McCoy. You can go for the big guys, like you said. You can get a wide range roster. Go with a 9-man team in a different fantasy league.
But
And
I love it because, like you said, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
Josh,
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. You can pick 5 quarterbacks on
Yeah.
your A, B, C, and D team. You can have
Yep.
6 quarterbacks and 2 running backs.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's one of the funnest games I've ever played. Johnny could not stop talking about last week. Johnny, I mean, you're new to the site. Talk about how you liked it last
Well,
week.
first of all, if you're not understanding what we're talking about, it's actually super simple. Once you get
Yes.
logged on,
Mhm.
it's pretty self-explanatory. Everything's there.
Yep.
But yeah, I love the fact that you can pick like all these different players, and I mean they have a good range of players.
Sure.
You're almost like in a bottom tier, and you're like, well, this player's in this tier.
Right.
I wouldn't believe that.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm gonna go one time with all my Steelers. I'm gonna try and set up one. We'll see. We'll see if it works. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, so again, guys, make sure you check out sportstradex.com, Ben. Again, that game has been fantastic. What other games do you guys featuring for all of the NFL fantasy players coming in that you guys can play daily? Again, a lot of your teams, man, you're 0-2 right now. You're like, damn, I got Adrian Peterson. I got Jamal Charles. Shit, my team's down. Well, let's just play weekly and see how we do weekly against
Sure.
people. You can do that at sportstradex.com. What other games do you guys feature, Ben, over there?
Yeah, essentially, every week is a new week. You start with a new team every week, and I think most of us would agree that picking your team is the most fun part of fantasy.
Yes, it is.
So why not do
Absolutely.
it every single week instead of once a season?
Everybody wants
we
to
have
get
the
that
draft game
sleeper.
that we talked about, and Johnny makes a great point because a lot of times when you're just listening on the radio, you can't quite picture it the way you can if you just go to sportstradex.com. It's very quick, very easy to
Yep.
play.
Yeah, because
And
as
some of the other games that we have going on are we've got our pick'em game where we put 3-on-3
Yep.
fantasy teams against each other,
Yep.
Yep.
and you pick winners in that. So we've got that going on. We've got about $25,000-$30,000 in cash prizes every week being paid out by sportstradex.com.
I'm still doing the baseball one too, but my most fun with the baseball or whatever, I love the head-to-heads.
Yeah.
I just want to play against one
You
guy.
throw up $20 against
yeah,
20
I just
bucks.
want to
Let's
play
go.
against one
Yep.
guy, and I'm going to be better than you.
I agree.
That's
And-
what it's all about.
And like
man.
Johnny was saying, like you're saying that Johnny, you got to go to Sports Trade X to know how easy it is. Like it literally is so simple. It's fun, and that's the funnest part is drafting your
if
team.
Knocker can do it,
Anyone can do it.
anybody can do it.
So again,
That's the truth.
and that's the truth. So make sure you
That is
guys
the truth.
make sure you guys follow Sports Trade X on Twitter at Sports Trade X. Again, sportstradex.com so you can find them. Enter SCNFL into the promo box. It'll get you a special bonus there. Me and Knocker at Bud Knocker at Johnny Icebox will be tweeting out every week when we play in
Every
our games.
time I'm in, I'm in.
Come try and beat us. We're putting it out
Yeah.
there, right, Johnny?
I want to see. I'm struggling with this because I want people to tell me their teams because I kind of want to see what people are doing out there. But I know that that's probably not going to help people's game plan.
Yeah.
But I sign up in ours so I can check out what other people are doing.
Yeah.
and let's
Tweet
talk
us.
some
Let us know
crap
where
on
you're
Twitter.
in. Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Let's get it
because-
going. So, again, Ben, I want to thank you. You're going to be with us, Sports Trade X, at 7 o'clock during all of our NFL season. Make sure you guys follow Sports Trade X on Twitter. Ben, man, is there anything else you want to get out there before we let you go? I know you're a busy man.
Hey, that's it. That's it for this week. I'm thinking maybe next week we dive into some of the players in one of the tiers and talk about their matchups. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
again, always a pleasure to join you guys.
Thank you, man. Ben, yeah, we'll
Pleasure's
definitely
all
do
ours,
that next
bro.
week. SportsTradeX.com, the
Yeah.
official fantasy site of the Sportscast. Ben,
Bring
thank
it.
you, man. We'll
'cause
see
I'm
you
gonna
next
be
week.
there head-to-head every weekend, bros.
That's right. Bring it for Bud Knocker. All right. Is Lawrence back on the phone with us? Lawrence, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm back.
I
I'm
know.
back.
I know. We
Lawrence is
dropped you
back.
off. Let's get this game real
Pay
quick.
your bill, homie.
And then we're gonna get to break. Let's cover this. Chargers, Superchargers against the Bills. Bud Knocker's got the Bills.
Yep.
Johnny's got the Bills.
Yep.
I'm going with the Chargers. Surprisingly, I know I don't like going with the West Coast team traveling east early game, but I like what the Chargers did in Week 2 against the Seahawks.
Let down.
I think this is a letdown game for the Bills, actually, at
Nope.
home after everything that happened with the retiring their players and so forth. What do you got, Lawrence? Chargers versus Bills.
Yeah, I got the Chargers losing this one. I think they put so much energy in the last week, and that was such a big win that usually teams who come off of a monumental win like that, the next week they come out flat. And it's tough to win in Buffalo, even though they're not that good. But I got Buffalo winning this one this week.
Attaboy.
By virtue of being at home and San Diego being flat.
Lawrence, if you should have been watching this show, because as you're like, yeah, I got the Chargers, I'm like throwing down the suck it X sign, and you're just like, I'm going with Buffalo. Yeah, totally killed my dreams. All right,
Remember, if you want to win, go with my pick, Buffalo.
Johnny is leading. All right, we're gonna go to break real quick.
Whoa, Fantasy Beast and Fantasy Zombie. Real quick, before we go.
Who you guys your
Real
beast
quick.
this week? Chargers, Bills.
My fantasy beast, I would have to go with Fred Jackson. I think that he's going to be able to run the football on these guys this week.
All right, Johnny Icebox. You seriously? I think Johnny Icebox's pants are wet right now from you.
Yeah,
Here we
he
go.
can't stand up right now.
Who's your
zombie?
Who's your zombie?
I think Sammy Watkins. He had his breakout week.
I
last
love
week,
him.
but I don't think people
I
take
love
that
Sammy Watkins.
scenario.
Yeah, I think this week, though, he does get shut down. I think that sell high on Sammy Watkins right now because that's probably the
Dude,
best
I'm
you're going
telling
to
you,
see out of
Sammy
him.
Watkins and Robert Woods, you watch. Best tandem in the next, 2 or 3 years. They're going to be the best tandem in
Knocker.
the NFL.
Who's 2-0 in fantasy?
Me.
Thank you very much. All right, here we go, guys. When we get back, we got Shot and Shit of the Week award.
Yeah.
Brought to you by PWCI Construction. Also, if you got any fancy questions, I got a few of them coming
I
in
got a
right
few,
now
yeah.
on Twitter for you. At LB Said It on Twitter. We'll answer them.
Yeah, we're
when
going
we
to
get
answer
back
when those
after
games
this.
come up.
Also, you got knocked the fuck out. We've got some gems coming up this week.
Yeah, we do.
And you got knocked the fuck out. So make sure you guys catch the show. Watch us live right now at thenewsportsgrid.com. Renee, take us out a break. Thank you, Maxie. We'll be back.
Cause you're a sky full of stars. I'm gonna give you my heart. Cause you're a sky full of stars. Cause you're like a pie. I don't care if you wanna tear me apart.
is a sponsored video. Your concert will begin shortly.
Welcome back to the Sportscast. NFL Game Day Show. I mean, Knocker, no one else gives you NFL news, picks, fantasy football. At LB said it's with us. I mean, seriously, rocking it out.
You're not going to get this nowhere else, man. Come on, man.
Seriously.
Okay, you want to go to ESPN with the shirts and the ties and just read off a prompter? Or, you know,
We
nobody's...
can give you highlights if that's what you like.
We can do that. We could be boring. We could say the same thing everybody else says. And we can just read off a prompter and fake laugh with the girl in the skirt who's just there because she's a chick and they have to have a chick on the show.
I mean, just go with
You know,
it.
we got Renee.
Yeah, we have
what else
Renee.
do you want?
What else do you want?
We got a chick name.
Seriously.
We got a girl name here. That's as far as we're gonna go.
You're gonna rip on his name now?
But I'm, oh man.
But if we can get Rochelle Ryan here, who is the new
NSG cover girl at the
NSG
newsportsguru.com.
cover girl, check that shit out. And she loves her motherfucking Giants. That's a quote.
Oh yeah, she
I
loves
love
her
my
Giants.
motherfucking Giants.
Yeah, huge Giants fan.
So
So
you gotta
check
go to
her out.
newsportsguru.com. Check out our
Rochelle
NSG
Ryan.
cover girl of the month.
Thank you. Check her out. Ooh, likes
That's
that.
what I'm talking
All
about.
right. If you guys want to tweet the show again, all your fancy questions today at sportscast_THN or call us. We could take your call 818-435-8423. Again, we got Lawrence Brooks going to be with us for the rest of the show. I'm glad to have you on, Lawrence. You got out of work this week, huh?
I love you, man.
Yeah, Lawrence, how'd you get out of work this week?
Yeah, no.
Go ahead.
You said how did it work this week?
No, how did you get out of work? Did you like, hey, I got to be on the Sportscast this week, bitches. I can't work overtime? Did you tell them that?
No, I just didn't have any overtime to do this week, so I was like, of course
Lawrence,
I got to
you
be on with
couldn't-
my guys. I'd rather be on than doing overtime, but you know,
Lawrence,
real
lie.
life, that comes in handy.
Lie, Lawrence, and say we're more important than
Lawrence,
overtime. For God's
I-
sake.
Jesus, you really
Yeah,
let you
you guys
God.
are more important, but I don't think my landlord wants to hear that.
All right, that's a
That's
great.
what LB said it.
That's right, baby. All right, let's get to Shot of the Week award before we get back to our Week 3 picks. Knocker, Shot of the Week award brought to you by PWSI Construction.
Absolutely.
The theme song. PWCI. Yeah, we should do that, like a PWCI, like a YMCA thing, like a PWCI thing.
How do you make a P?
I don't know.
That's very difficult.
We could handle it.
We could just, like, all three of us just, like, kind of form something, or what?
Johnny just pulls down his pants.
PWCI.
Johnny just pulls down his pants.
Just pee in the corner.
Yeah.
We could show a picture of a MacGyver peeing in the corner.
Yeah,
or
we
something
can
like
do
that.
something. We'll work it out. All right, let's go through these quick.
Okay,
We
real
got a lot
quick.
of pick'ems. Let's
Okay,
go.
we're gonna give a shot for Ravens fan who said he had to go to work, and please do a shot for him.
Oh, what?
Okay.
Oh, on Twitter? Oh, at Ravens fan Diggs. Yeah, shot. Johnny will not give a shot for Ravens fan Deeks. He will not partake in that.
I was like, what's the matter with you, Johnny?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, okay.
I was like, Johnny, you're not being really cool right now. Like,
Wow.
what's wrong with
That's
you?
a fan.
We have another call.
All right. Oh, we
Okay.
have a call? Okay, let Knocker finish, then we'll take his call.
Okay, my shot of the week
Yeah.
goes to the freaking Baltimore Orioles in your face, Guru, because I called this. They were bringing a team. They've been building for a couple of years. First time in 17 years they have won the Eastern Division.
Good job, Knocker. You did a
I
good call.
love
Good call.
the Baltimore Orioles. They are playing good baseball. Chris Davis got busted for drugs, but they still have a very good team.
He lifted a car off a guy that was dying or something.
Well,
Yeah.
amphetamines will do that
They
for
will.
you.
Hey, Hulkster.
And my shit of the week
All right.
goes to my USC Trojans and Steve Sarkisian.
Trojan, shit it, Trojans.
You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
Okay, that's enough
First
said.
and
All
fourth
right.
quarters, you threw the ball, you scored a bunch of points. Second and third quarters, you ran off tackle 100 fucking times and gained 0 fucking yards. Dude, we had Lane Kiffin. We don't need you to be Lane Kiffin.
You're
Adjust,
done. You're
throw
done.
the fucking
You're
ball.
done. You're done. You're done. Are you done? Stop now, okay? Just stop. We have a caller now, okay? Relax.
Somebody
Relax.
get that guy the Texans defense.
Calm him
Caller.
down.
We had a caller, Renee?
Yeah, it's a 310 area code.
310 area code. We are online with the Sportscast. So we got.
Hey, it's the Colonel. What's up, bitches?
Yeah, Colonel. What's up, bitches?
What's up, homie?
What's going on, homie?
Shit of the week is the USC Trojans. Keep it going, Knocker.
Homie, I could go forever, dude. I'm just getting started.
Oh, my
I'm just
God.
getting started here.
Hey,
No, we'll let it go.
Knocker, I want to say one thing, and Guru, there is a bus in Valencia, Spain, with a bumper sticker from the Sportscast on it.
Yeah!
I'm talking about
So,
Valencia, Spain,
God,
baby.
our stickers out there in Valencia, Spain right now?
What is these
Yeah,
Sportscast?
it's on the back of some buses, probably all spray painted and fucking. Cool.
That's all right. We fit right in.
Those
Yeah,
are
we
like
fit right in. That
French,
goes
though.
right with
Part of
our
the
crowd.
graffiti.
Yeah, it's our kind of fans right there, you know?
They speak Spanish in Spain.
Colonel, I'm glad to hear from you, man. I know you're traveling abroad right now. Hey, how about them? How about them Washington Redskins?
You know, hey, skins are
I like
done.
that.
You know, it's
Skins.
RG3 was great, and it was fun while it lasted, but it's time to get to football, and I hope they can pull out a decent season. I just hope they have a better record than the Dallas Cowgirls. But, you know, what's going on in the NFL right now is the whole reason why I love college football.
Yep.
I agree. Yep.
I agree.
Knocker
I
would agree with you.
love my college football,
Colonel,
baby.
I was going to get to that, man. I mean, this is, like I was telling Knocker, is this the darkest age we've seen in the NFL so far?
Oh yeah, this is by far. I mean, it's like every team is the Oakland Raiders these days.
It's true, man. It is. I mean, Oakland Raiders, have you heard about them in the last 2 years? I don't think so.
They're the angels of the league. Go
Yeah.
figure.
Really?
Go figure.
Who knew? Who knew?
I mean, this is most definitely the darkest time. Me
Yeah.
and Johnny Ice are at the top of the leaderboard for and the NFL's going to shit.
Something's definitely wrong.
Oh, man, that's fantastic. Yeah, Colonel and the Johnny Icebox are leading in the Sportscast Pick'em League. Something is wrong here.
The world is tilted.
Colonel, real quick, though. Colonel, I mean, a lot of people said before the season RG3 Cousins should be starting over him. Where do you lie, real quick, on that issue? Should have Cousins be starting at the beginning of the season, and how do you feel about him going from now on?
No, you know, RG3 was the Redskin franchise player. He is the man in Washington, D.C. So regardless of whether or not Kirk Cousins was a better player, they were going to start RG3 regardless. It was a mistake, and now they made their bed. They got to lay in it. They got to finish out the season with what they got, and we'll see what happens. You know, I really think though that RG3's career is over. I think he will be a good backup from here on out.
Yep.
But that's as far as it's going to go.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Colonel, we got to roll through the shot of the week. But, hey, I think we need to start. I'm almost really pay out of my own pocket. Colonel, next time we have a golf tournament, I'm paying for you to come out.
Yep.
Here.
Fly his ass out.
Me and Knocker
All
are
right,
going to
man.
pay for you. So
Done.
next time we have one, man, we want to see you again. Last Christmas, it was awesome when
Hell
you came
yeah.
down here. One of our, seriously, out of our 200 shows we have now, probably in my top 3 ever.
I sport
of
my
you
jersey
being
all
here.
the time, man. I
Yeah.
get all kinds of comments.
I
in
wore
Palm
my Big
Springs,
Six
man.
jersey the first week. What did
Yeah,
Romo do? He
baby.
threw 2 picks in the end zone. I mean, the jersey just works, you know. So, Colonel, I
There you
love
go.
you. I love you. Thank you for all your support, and obviously you're a military man. Thank you for all of our, all of our military people out there, because you make this possible for us to do it every day.
Yep.
And thank you very much for everything you do, Colonel. We appreciate it.
Hey man, this is the highlight of the week. I block out Wednesday nights just to listen to you guys, so I enjoy it. Keep up the great work.
Appreciate it.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you,
Attaboy.
Colonel. We appreciate
Go
it.
Nats!
But, yeah,
Go Nats!
Go Nationals!
Go Nats, bitches!
All right,
Love you,
Colonel.
buddy.
That's the Colonel, man. I love him to death.
Yep.
Knocker, I'm seriously
I do.
with you in there. Me and you will pay for him to come out next golf tournament.
Big man
I
love.
wanna
Yeah, we'll
see
bring him
So,
out. Yep.
Renee,
Yes.
I like Kershaw. My shot of the week is for Kershaw for the month in a
he's
row.
19
no.
and 4. Yeah, let's just
My-
pass him by.
What do you got? What do you got?
My shot of the week this week is not for Clayton Kershaw, you assholes.
All right, what do you got?
Anyways, but it has to do with the Dodgers. They set a record over the weekend by scoring 17 runs at AT&T Park, the most of any baseball
That
team
was a nice ass
ever.
kicking.
It was 17-0. They fucking made history after getting shut out the night before, 9-0. They got their asses kicked today. So, but anyways, that's my shot of the week.
Is there any time that his shot is not going to be Dodgers?
No,
Yeah.
it's
relative?
like
That's my
Steelers.
team.
It's like
That's my
Steelers,
team.
Dodgers. Let's just get it over with.
Johnny, do
my
I dare go to you right now?
No,
You
my-
have your leg up. You've got like one sandal going with socks again. You've got your drunk, like
just
you're
trying to
grabbing
air
your
my balls
balls.
out.
Like,
I'm
what's
trying to air
going
my-
on
I'm
over there?
trying to air my
Shot of the
balls.
week.
Trying to air my balls.
My shot is.
You
and
got
this-
a good one.
This
Go ahead.
story's, yeah, this
Yeah.
story's going
didn't
around.
know this is
and
awesome.
Ravens fan can actually probably appreciate this one.
Yeah, someone tweet this in too.
Make Komiatu, he plays
God
for the
bless you.
Ravens. He plays for the Ravens. I think he's a defensive tackle for the Ravens.
Yes.
But he has a brother, Chris Komiatu, who I am fully aware of as a Steelers player back in the day. He won 2 Super Bowls with the Steelers.
Okay.
Chris was going through some health issues, and Make is going to actually give him one of his kidneys. He's quit the Ravens, and
He's
he
gonna
will be
retire
given-
early?
Retire early.
It's
and
already
he's
done.
going
He's
to
already
be-
given it.
Oh, he has already given
Absolutely.
it.
It was
Okay,
it
this
was
was
in
just
August.
floating around today.
No,
so
the
I
story
don't-
came out, but it was done in August.
Yeah, then ESPN's got to update their stuff. But I mean,
So
it's
this
an
guy
amazing
literally
story.
quit football, retired to give his kidney up for his brother who needed to survive.
Yes.
That's unbelievable.
And I mean, with all the bad things happening
Sure.
in
Yes,
the NFL right now,
Johnny,
I mean,
great.
this is an amazing thing,
Yeah.
especially with 2 teams and 2 rivals and family.
Yep.
I mean, this is just an amazing story. So
Yes.
my shot's going to him.
Johnny.
And then one more for Billy.
You surprised me this week,
Don't
buddy.
go Steelers. Please don't
Yeah,
ruin it.
seriously, don't ruin
Please
it.
don't ruin this.
Like, I
No.
have such high expectations for you right
No,
now.
I was-
Don't ruin it.
I was going Billy Horschel. He got the FedEx Cup this past week.
Oh, yeah.
And also
Gator
got a
chomp! Gator chomp!
Yep. So congratulations to him. I think he had something like an $11 million payday.
Yeah.
You got a
$11
$10 million
payday.
bonus for winning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$10
Oh, very
million
nice,
bonus
huh?
on that.
Yeah.
Ryder Cup's coming up.
Yep.
His
I
wife
believe
is
it starts next week.
shopping.
Johnny for
So-
golf and for winning for you, man, for
Yes,
winning this past
yes.
weekend. So,
Attaboy.
all right, Lawrence, I'm going to go to you, bud. What do you got for your shot of the week?
My shot of the week goes to my fellow Seattle Mariners
Okay.
for the fact that they're third in the AL West. They're actually in playoff conversation.
Yeah.
81-69, I want to say. They haven't been in playoff conversation since I've been out of college, I feel like. So I
Back when
just
they
got to
had,
give
like,
my shot of the week to them because they're actually winning. They have a winning record.
Well, I'm going to have to play this for you, Lawrence.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
Seriously?
And one step at a time for us. A winning record for us is way better than anything we've done in the past 6-7 years. So I'll take it.
I agree, man.
Mariners have a winning record. My
Yep.
shot of the week.
Hey,
Atta
man,
boy.
they used to be before the Angels, man, but I grew up, I was a huge Griffey fan and Jay Buhner.
well,
I
yeah,
love
me
it.
too.
Edgar
And
Martinez.
the unit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
dude, I loved that
yeah.
team, that era. I loved it. So, all right, my shot goes out for. Sorry, not this week, bitches. Cowboys win. Fuck y'all. All right, shot of the week
Go
award.
Cowboys.
Yeah, brought to you by.
them
How about
Cowboys?
them Cowboys, Jerry? I don't care if you like sluts. I love you. All right, shot of the week award brought to you by PWCI Construction. Check them out at pwconstructioninc.com. Here we go, boys. Give me the shot song. Here we go. Fireball! Wow.
Boom.
Dude, Fireball and vodka.
Yeah.
Whatever you just made me. What did you make me?
Yeah.
You made me a combination Rockstar Club Soda vodka. Now I've got Fireball in me. It's going to be a good morning. It's going to be a great morning tomorrow.
Okay, Peppy Pants, my shot of the week goes to Lil Man. He's been getting in trouble, and he needs all the shots, mom stuff. Wow.
Okay. Well, get better, kid. Get on your studies.
Tweet in and let us know how he did in his tournament because he was in a
karate.
karate tournament this weekend.
Okay.
I need to know how he did. So.
All right.
Follow my ass on Twitter.
That's what he said, Mama. All right, here we go. Fellas, it's week 3. Let's get on with it.
Let's go.
I prematurely,
Yeah, you prematured it, Johnny. Week 3, NFL. Man, it's been crazy 2 weeks. We just covered our first 3 games. All right, we got LB Said It on Twitter, covering all your fancy boom bust. Check out his article coming out tomorrow morning at thenewsportsguru.com. Check it out today. All right, Renee, you got some background for me? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Renee, you're on top of it today.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate it.
Kinda
Here we
more
go.
on top.
All right.
I like being on top.
You could have just ended with a thank you. All right, here we go.
So do I.
So do I.
And make sure my volume's up. Here we go.
Missionary man.
This game could be quite interesting. 50-50 here, maybe.
Bring it. Let's go.
Oh,
we gotta move. We gotta move.
Versus Eagles.
Redskins, Eagles in Philly. Philly, man, Nick Foles been a disappointment so far in fantasy football. Johnny, that's one of the reasons you're frustrated, not only in your sex life, but with fantasy football as well. Eagles at home against the Redskins. I love you, Johnny. What do you got? Eagles, Redskins.
I'm going Eagles. Do not bet the first half.
Yes, do not bet the first half on the fucking Eagles.
Them bastards.
Seriously.
But I'm going with the Eagles.
All right, Johnny Icebox, what do you got?
I got the Eagles as well, but I don't think a lot of that was Foles' fault.
Foles fart?
Wow. Have another shot,
Have
bro.
some Red Bull.
Yeah.
Some
Shot of the week
Fireball.
brought to you by PWCI. I don't think that was Foles' fault. I think a lot of it had to do with Ertz dropping some passes,
Yes.
Yeah.
Macklin dropping some passes,
Riley
dropping
Cooper,
some
yeah,
passes.
dropped a touchdown.
Johnny,
So
Yeah.
I think he would have had a couple more, and he didn't do too bad. I think
How
I had
good is
18 on him,
Sproles?
so.
How good is Sproles, Johnny?
Sproles, amazing.
amazing.
I
Guy
don't know.
flew
I
last
I
week.
love that little
I
guy.
can't believe how much
Love
he
that
gets
little
popped
black
past
guy.
around.
I love him.
Yup.
All right, I'm
He's like
going.
a slut in a fraternity.
I'm going Eagles at home, and this one I think it's a rout. Actually, at home here, I think it's 30.
Nah, rivalry game.
31-20 here.
Rivalry
in
game.
this game. I like the Eagles at home. What do you got, Lawrence?
I got the Eagles at home too. I don't think it'll be a rout, but I think it'll probably be about a 7-point win.
Okay.
I think they get going early. I think that the Redskins, if Deshaun Jackson plays, he's only playing to play against the Eagles. He's not really 100%, so that's going to hurt him a little bit.
Again.
So I got the Eagles.
Yep.
Again.
All right, you got the Eagles. Who you guys here?
Fantasy Beast.
Who's your fancy beast in this one?
I think LaShawn McCoy has his breakout game. I think he's been
All right.
sitting back watching Sproles get all the action, and I think that's been
I like
kind
it.
of
Bold
pissing him
call.
off that every team is focusing in on him, but they can't seem to find little Dan coming out the backfield. So I think Sunday's going to be his day to break out.
Man, good call. I really like that. I think that's a great bold call in this game. All right, who do you guys here?
Fantasy Zombie.
Who's your zombie this week?
Fantasy Zombie is going to have to go to Pierre Garçon. I still don't see where he's going to make a huge difference. I think that he's one of those guys that he's a volume target performer type of guy. He's not a big explosive playing guy anymore. I think ever since that toe injury, he's lost a little bit of his explosiveness because he used to be fast downfield, but he's not. So unless it's a PPR league, I still see him as having another dud.
All right, there you go. If you guys got fancy questions, again, call in 818-435-8423.
I'm waiting for the games to come out.
You wait for the are you on track with
Yeah.
it? You're
But
okay,
from
good.
Peppy, Little Man did well in his tourney, improved his kata, that's form,
All right.
score, and won his sparring group. Thanks for the shout out.
All
You're
right.
welcome, my girl.
Awesome. You're welcome, girl. All right, here we go. Next game up, Knocker. Giants fan, this is for you.
You better have the ticket. 'Cause it's the blackout game of the week.
That's right, Giants fan. I've got a $200.
bro.
I've got a $200 bet right now, Lawrence, in Vegas for the Giants to win under 8 games this year, and it's looking good. 0-2 so far, but let's get to it.
Texans versus Giants.
I don't even know if the ticket will have this.
Johnny, coming in. All right, Texans. Knockers, defense of the year so far.
Bitches!
Could have a big game in this one on the road.
Bitches, we're looking for another
All right,
shutout.
Giants,
two
Eli
pick
Manning,
sixes, baby.
Man, Victor Cruz, your salsa's getting worse by the minute because it's not panning out for you this year. I'm going Texans on the road.
Yep.
By a field goal in this one. Very close, I think, because Giants are playing for everything in this game. Down 0-2 already in the season. It's a make-or-break game for the Giants. But I think the Texans' defense is just too much. Even without Clowney, I'm buying into it, Knocker. I'm buying into it. I'm going Texans by 3 in this one. What do you got?
I'm going Texans, and you're going to get a lot of Eli Manning faces. So just
faces.
Just get the pictures going. You're going to get a lot of Eli Manning pouty faces this weekend.
They'll be on the newsportsgrid.com. You know I love the post.
We're going to get 1 pick six and 2 fumble recoveries. My Texas defense is going to give me another 20 points. So fuck y'all.
So can I get this for Eli Manning?
That stinks.
Yeah. That's awesome. Johnny, what do you got?
Yeah, I can't wait till those Eli Manning faces.
Yeah, post up.
Those memes.
The memes.
Showing up. Lawrence, what is it? Memes or memes?
Is it memes or memes, Lawrence?
I think it's memes.
There
But
you
it's
go.
spelled memes, though.
As a man, I just can't say memes. That just
Wow. There you go.
Wow.
If it was
What do you
memes,
got,
it wouldn't
Johnny,
be
though?
M-E-M-S.
I got the Texans in this
You got Texans.
So does
I got
Dr. Rob.
Texans.
Dr. Rob,
Dr.
Texans,
Rob's got
Texans.
Texans. Lawrence, are you going to round it out here, or are you going with the Giants at home?
Man, I got to go with the Texans. Eli Manning might throw one of those picks to me sitting on my couch.
Wow. Wow.
You would almost thought Eli and Tony were brothers.
Yeah,
right?
seriously. How is he brothers with Peyton? How does he have 2 Super Bowl fucking rings right now?
That's crazy.
Seriously, he got more than Peyton.
Tony Romo, at least he's throwing it at the guy who's on his team. Sometimes Eli Manning's throwing it to the guy that's the guy that's completely on the other team. It's not even in the vicinity of one of his players.
That's awesome.
All right, in this one, so we're all going Texans. Even Dr. Rob, what do you got as your fantasy beast in this one? Who you got?
I got in this game. It's tough because I want to say Arian Foster.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Giants might zero in on him. But I'm gonna have to go Arian Foster until somebody stops him.
I like him. I think he's been a sleeper so far
Until
this
he
year.
gets
You've gotten great value out of Arian Foster this year compared to an Adrian Peterson, to a Jamal Charles, to a Ray Rice.
He's great until he gets hurt.
Yeah, he is. But ride him out, like Lawrence said.
Sure.
Ride that horse, right,
Ride that
Knocker?
bitch.
Ride that bitch. All right, who you guys your
Fantasy Zombie.
You got your zombie in this one.
Fantasy Zombie, still Victor Cruz. Victor Cruz is the worst #1 wide receiver in the league. He's pouting out there when he's running his route, so that means he's dropping the ball because he's not as focused. He's went from being one of the brightest stars in the league to being one of the forgotten men. I just think that he's terrible right now for a lot of reasons.
All right, so I'm gonna play this for you for Victor Cruz for the rest of the season. Is Victor Cruz
DTM more destiny?
Dead to me or destiny, bro?
Is he dead to me? Are you just done with Victor Cruz? Are you done with this? The whole salsa act. Was it a 1-year show? Should I put a gunshot in Victor Cruz?
I think there's some value to him. If he's a wide receiver 3 on your team, that means you haven't invested much in him, and so you can take his terrible weeks. But if you have him as a 2 or a 1, you're probably in trouble, and that's probably going to make you not want to see him in the street. So. It depends on where you have him at. But
Lawrence,
I think that he can have some good games,
should
but
I
they'll be
cap him?
few and far in between.
Lawrence, should I bust a cap in his ass?
Yes, and yes.
Wow.
If you see him on the streets, if you see him at dinner, stick your finger in his food.
Wow. I think
All right.
You know
I
what,
like that.
Josh?
As you walk by, just stick your finger in his salmon.
Wow. Wow.
What you got?
I think he goes Billy Idol. Dancing with myself.
Dancing with myself.
Dancing with myself. Because that's all he's doing.
That's all he's
he
doing.
ain't got the ball. He's just dancing with himself.
Sorry, Grandma. I'm dancing with myself.
I know Plaxico Burress is sitting on a bench on the Steelers right now.
Yeah, somewhere.
He'll go over there and put a shot out.
Knocker, let me know when those fancy questions come relevant to the teams we're
Yes, I
talking
am.
about.
I'm
so
waiting.
you're on
Yeah,
top
they're
of it.
here.
All right.
Don't worry, guys. They're right there.
Next up here we got, this could be the, oh my God, I don't care, a game of the week, but it could be interesting.
Vikings versus Saints.
God, Vikings versus Saints.
Wow.
No AP as it just came down today. Saints 0-2. This is a team that a lot of people picked to go to the Super Bowl in the NFC this year. But Saints have disappointed again. Bad loss last week against the Browns. I think this is just an absolute blowout game. Yep. I'm going to ride it for the last week on the Saints. I'm like, you know what, Saints? I'm giving you one more chance to prove that you're still the same Saints team that I thought you were. I'm going Saints by at least 14 in this game. I'm saying 31-17 Saints.
Well, this game isn't going to prove it because they're going to win this game. But that's not going to prove it.
Yeah, who's a Vikings team? You're right,
So,
exactly. And you're playing at home. All right, Johnny.
Yeah, the only reason to watch this game is to see if the Saints actually win it. So I'm going to go with the Saints, so I'll check it out.
All right, Dr. Rob chime in on Twitter. He's going Texans as well in that game. He's also going
Saints
as well. So, Lawrence, are you going to round it out with the Saints? Pretty easy pick, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna pick out the trash, probably do my dishes, and vacuum the house during this game.
Need a Mexican to do that?
Not much to see here. Saints will win.
Go to Home Depot. You can get the Mexican to do that for you.
Yeah. Renee says
Bridgewater.
Renee says he's up for hire if you need him.
Hey, man, you need a Mexican for that?
Just fly me up there. I'll take your trash out.
I'll be on with all your daily chores.
He'll be at the San Dimas Home Depot.
All right, so we're all going to round out Saints in this game. Fantasy Beast, Drew Brees, been a very, very frustrating first pick for a lot of teams here. Is he your Fantasy Beast this week?
Drew Brees is, because at home he's a completely different man. He averages about 35 points, I want to say, at home.
Yeah.
Drew Brees, he's going to have a field day. He can't wait to get home. He was tired of Cleveland before he even got there.
Yeah.
I agree. All right.
Isn't everybody?
Fantasy Zombie.
Who's your zombie in the Vikings Saints game coming up?
The Fantasy Zombie would have to go to Matt Asiata.
Oh, Matt.
I think he's going to be the starter, but I don't think he's going to want to be a starter.
I agree. Yep.
That game's going to be it's going to be a long game for him.
Yeah, I think the Saints, as far as a streaming defense this week in fantasy, is a good pickup here. I agree once again. I think Matt Castle, we saw him last week without AP. We saw what he did, and I think it's the same again this week.
All they got is Cordell Patterson. That's all they got.
If he does anything. Last week he was silent. So Pep Band chimes in. I'm in the sipping Kahlua and coffee mode right now. Oh, I like it. She's got the caffeine, the Kahlua going. All right, next up here in the Pigskin Pick'em. Interesting game here.
Titans versus Bengals.
Titans look good in week 1. Week 2 fell to our boys there, Lawrence. But Bengals, man, Andy Dalton, I've been a hater of him for years, but this guy has been playing well this season. AJ Green banged up, but Giovanni Bernard, big game last week. Bengals at home. I think this is a Bengals win by about 6 points here. I like it, a 26-20 score. I'm going Bengals at home.
I'm concerned about the injuries that the Bengals took last week. They had 4 players that had
they're banged up
if
right
not
now.
Severe injuries, pretty serious injuries. Vontaze Burfict went out with the neck. You never know about that. He's the leader of that defense.
Dude, you're blowing me away right now. How are you coming up with this information?
I know my shit, bro.
You're 2-0 in fantasy. What
That's
do you got?
right, that's right, my brother.
I know. What do you got? Fantasy genius over here.
I think this is an easy game. I think Cincinnati has finally
figured it out. Wait, you're saying that in week 3?
Yeah.
I'm going to quote this knocker because I want to come back in like week 12, 11 here. Bengals have figured it out?
I'm just saying I think the Bengals have figured it out, and they look real good, and this is a good win for them. I think even with the injuries, they win this game, and so does Dr. Rob.
Box, without scratching your balls over there, what do you got?
I'm taking Cincy in this one.
We're losing Box.
Seriously?
We're losing them.
This is a must-watch show just to watch the Johnny Icebox cam.
Sink into that chair.
Just watch the third cam with Renee and Johnny Icebox because he's literally
back a little bit. You're getting much better view than they are. You're getting a much better view.
Oh, God.
We need a closer cam. We need the Johnny Balls cam.
All right.
Balls cam.
Balls just pointed at Josh's face.
Let's see him sweat.
Johnny Ball cam.
Yep. Watch the guru sweat on camera.
Cincy.
Only $15.99 at thenewsportscrew.com. Get the ball cam with the VIP service. All right, Johnny.
Get a free pair of golf pants with it, too.
Lawrence, we're all going Bengals here. Are you going to round it out?
Yeah, I think the Bengals have actually been a pretty quality team the last 3 years. They just can't win primetime games or playoff games,
Right.
or should I say Andy Dalton. He's been solid, but they get Jake Locker this week. They can beat Jake Locker. It doesn't matter how many injuries the Bengals have. Look what they did to Matt Ryan. They're going to do even worse to Jake Locker. He couldn't even take advantage of Dallas' defense.
All right,
Easy.
real quick in this one.
Fantasy Beast.
Who's you guys your fantasy beast?
I got Giovanni Bernard. He's gonna go crazy on the Titans.
I agree. Big call.
Fantasy Zombie.
Zombie this week.
Fantasy Zombie has to go to Kendall Wright. A lot of people had high hopes for Kendall Wright this season with Ken Wisenhunt there, thinking they were going to go downfield, but he's still only getting targets within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage, and that's not going to cut it for guys who's trying to get him. I mean, in PPR, that's great, but if you're in a standard league, you can't stand the guy. You probably want to put your finger in his soup.
All right, so we're all on the Bengals here. Next game. This is a 50-50 game here. Interesting game here, Knocker.
Ravens versus Browns.
Really interesting here. As
Yes.
far as, pick'em goes, Browns have looked pretty decent now.
Yep.
And you look at Hoyer, I think he's 3-1 in his 4 starts that he's actually started for the Browns here.
I think he's better than that, actually. But
might,
go on.
Might be better, but I mean, he's got a good record. As a
Yes.
starter,
Yes, he
Hoyer
does.
has showed up. Josh Gordon's suspension, getting it back after week 10 here. Browns got a legitimate defense. We saw what Joe Hayden did last week against the Saints.
Yes.
Ravens, without Ray Rice, though, showed up against the Steelers on Thursday Night Football. Ravens going into the Cleveland Browns. Knocker, I'll throw it to you. What do you got?
I think the Ravens stepped up because this was all new, and it's Pittsburgh at home. Now they got to go on the road. I think they take the Browns lightly. The Browns are doing wonderful things, man. Jordan Cameron's hurt. Josh Gordon's out. I think they're playing
They're
good.
finally starting to
Well,
get
they're playing
there.
good football. They almost came back and beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh, which is unheard of for the Browns.
Kind of like the Bengals. They're kind of turning that table there
Right.
towards,
I'm going with Cleveland.
All right, Johnny.
Well,
I know
this-
you hate both these teams.
I know.
I know you can't pick Baltimore,
But you
right?
see, this is where Bud lies at 6
Does he
picks
look like a
last week.
pimp in a Steelers jersey?
This is
Hey,
why Bud only got
He-
6
he's-
wins.
last week.
He's holding his balls while holding a putter, and he looks like
I
a
was
black
not, was
pimp
I?
right now.
He looks like an English king.
Yes,
You know what I'm
seriously.
saying?
I feel good.
I feel good.
All right, so
I
I'm
like
gonna go,
Mark Sanchez.
I'm going to go with the more.
The more.
What, the more? I don't. That's not a team relative to the NFL. What are you going?
Baltimore.
You have to say the actual name of the team.
No, you don't. It's never a rule.
Johnny's
Show me the
going-
contract.
Dr. Rob goes more.
Baltimore.
Oh, Baltimore. All right, I'm going. This is a really tough game here. I'm gonna go Browns at home in this one.
Attaboy.
I like it, Knocker. I'm gonna ride with you on this one.
Attaboy.
Let's go, Hey, Browns,
Attaboy.
right? For the Mexicans out there,
That's
right,
a little-
Renee?
that's
Hey,
a-
Renee, give me the music. Do you have
Yeah,
the
man.
music? Give me the
Somewhere.
Mexican music.
You're gonna make me
Find it,
scramble.
Ro. It's okay. Lawrence, what do you got? Yeah, we're going with the Browns.
That's a little Kentucky incestuous, but
Thank you for that,
take it.
Renee.
They should have all brown people play for him. Then
Lawrence
like,
Brown.
literally be the Browns. You're like, hey, Holmes, welcome to the Browns.
it's the Mexican entry.
Lawrence
All Brown.
Browns at home against the Ravens. Who you got?
I'm gonna have to go Ravens just
Wow.
because the Ravens
Thank you, Johnny.
are kings at winning the ugly game, and that's gonna be an ugly game. That's right up the Ravens' alley. Their defense will be ready. I think they can make do with the very minimal possessions that they're gonna have in this game, being that it'll probably be a defensive battle. I got the Ravens probably like 17 to 13.
Well, like you just called it, going to be very low scoring. So is there any
Fantasy Beast.
really in this game? Do you see anybody really breaking off some points?
Well, I think the word beast I think we're using the word beast a little too loosely in this game, but
I agree.
I would say a guy to have a good game. I think that we can look for a good game out of Steve Smith. I think he's been the third
Yeah,
most targeted
Stevie.
guy
I
in
like it.
football right now. I think they'll continue to go to him, and he'll be productive.
Knocker, Steve Smith reminds me a lot of you in high school. Like if I imagined a receiver in high school,
That was
small,
me.
athletic,
That was
but
me.
just got into your head
Hit me
and
as
got
hard
the,
as
yeah.
you want, bitch, but I caught
just
the ball,
caught the ball.
motherfucker.
Yep,
what
Knocker,
it's
you
all
took
about.
the words out of my mouth.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Fantasy Zombie.
I mean, you got to have plenty of zombies, right? Ravens in a 17-13 game. There's going to be like the fucking Walking Dead out there in Cleveland right now, right?
All right, take your pick, but I would have to go with Torrey Smith. I think until they start making him run something different besides just going on a fly route, that irritates the hell out of me because he's a much better receiver than they give him
Yep.
credit for.
Yep.
But I have him as my fantasy zombie because I don't know if they will connect with him because the Cleveland Browns haven't given up many big plays through the air this season, and I don't know if it's going to start with Torrey either.
All right, next game.
Wait. I got real quick. This is for Lawrence. Lawrence, what do you think about Owen Daniels? I mean, he came out, had 2 touchdowns against the Steelers last week. What do you think about him? A lot of players don't have them as their tight end.
Yeah, I think that being that he's still a backup, it's too hard to try to play him and expect him to give you any production. I think that's one of those that helps no one situation. So I think you got to stay away from him until he sees more action. He's not one of those guys who they feature a lot going downfield, but they use him in the red zone, but hard to count on that.
Yeah, it's so funny. We're gonna go over tonight, Knocker.
Yeah, we are.
Just stop looking at your
Yeah,
clock,
we
right?
are.
We're going over by like 20 minutes. Now.
We're not having sex.
Johnny, Johnny,
what
can
I
you
gotta rush
please
home for?
stop asking Lawrence for fancy advice, you fucking little bitch? He's trying to
That's
sneak
Lawrence's
in.
job, though.
No, but
Yeah.
Johnny's in the same league with him, and he's like, so Lawrence, what do you think about
No,
this
this is a different league.
It's still Johnny. Don't worry about it. It's still Johnny. We have nothing to fear.
And Johnny's
from
got
Johnny.
before we end the show, Johnny
Yeah,
has
we'll get
something
into it.
very, very
We'll get into it.
provocative to say later in
love
the
it.
show. All right?
Yeah,
So, all right, here we go.
provocative.
This is going to be a great game here. A lot of points are going to be scored in this game. Here we go.
Packers versus Lions.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Packers
Good game.
versus
Good
Lions.
game.
Both these teams need this win. 1-1. Packers came back against the Giants. Hey, don't call a timeout when your quarterback throws a fucking 50-yard
Jets, you mean.
touchdown. I mean, that's what I'm saying. For the Jets, don't call
You
a
called
timeout.
You said Giants, but it was the Jets.
No, I didn't.
You just said Giants.
No, I didn't. I
Johnny?
said Packers Lions.
No, you said, but the Packers came back against.
Oh, did I? Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I'm just saying
You
against
confused
the
me.
Jets.
Yes.
The Jets last week.
You like that? An offensive tackle calling
Really?
a timeout.
Who
Yeah.
are you?
Nice
to say,
job.
Yeah, really.
Good move.
Packers Lions though both at 1-1 here. I've always been a cheesehead lover. Fans hate me for it. Peppy Pants, suck it.
Yeah.
I do love the Packers, but I'm kind of off the Packers bandwagon a little bit. I think the Lions take this win at home, Knocker, especially after last week getting shut down against the Panthers. I think they come out at home here on the turf in a dome. I like the Lions here. 31-27 Lions in this one.
I think their new coach ripped them a new
After
asshole
that game?
this weekend. I think he did not serve alcohol on the flight home. I think he put them all in coach class.
They
and
went to
just said-
hometown buffet
and
instead
exactly,
of, yep.
Exactly. I think they went to Shakey's Bunch of Lunch for their meal. Seriously, bro, because
Hometown buffet.
this was not a professional game.
It was not.
You did not perform the way I expect you. Caldwell's the coach, right? You did not perform the way
Hey,
that
but it's
I
the Panthers,
expect
right?
you.
Bounce back game, right?
It doesn't
The Lions?
matter. You did not perform the way I expect you to perform
But
if
did
we're
they
going to
bounce
win
back?
this division. Yes, they come home.
Lions.
They bounce back. They throw the ball all over the field. Me and Dr. Rob are picking the Lions.
And you love Calvin Johnson, don't you?
Megatron!
Johnny Box, what do you
Taking the
got? What do you got,
Lions.
Johnny?
I got the Lions.
Look how fucking relaxed he is. Like I wanted. Can we take a mid
Oh, come on.
show picture?
I'm getting my picks in.
That's the
I'm setting
Vicodin
my-
kicking in.
I know it's the
That's the
Vicodin
Vicodin
kicking in.
kicking in,
Lawrence,
bro.
we're all going with the Lions here. Are you gonna go with the Cheeseheads?
Nope, I'm going with the Lions.
All
too.
right.
Until the Packers can run the football a little
Yep.
better, they're going to have a hard time winning some games because Aaron Rodgers, for as good as he is, he's not on the Drew Brees, Peyton Manning level when it comes to fantasy football. But a lot of people think that he's such a great player, but I think he needs a running game to help him out a little bit. They put too much on his shoulders, and so I think they're going to have a tough time running the football again, which is going to result in inconsistent offense. And the Lions at home are always pretty good.
Yep.
Knocker, you got the tweets right. You're on
Yeah.
Twitter. Okay, so you got something coming in? Wait, go ahead, real quick, because I want
Well,
to get this fancy beast.
Peppy pretty much
Don't
joined
watch your
in.
P's. Don't pep so much in the mic. God, it's gonna hurt my ears.
Peter Piper, Peppy Packer,
Peppy Pants
Yeah.
chimed in with,
Peppy Pants.
you can fucking suck it.
Okay.
I think that pretty much says it all.
I hope her 9-year-old wasn't listening.
And
or
Dr.
whatever.
Rob chimes in, Josh, you know where you can stick the cheese head?
Oh wow, he's a Minnesota fan.
Ah,
All right, so here we go. Here,
that's just good stuff right there.
That is. You have your fancy questions lined up still?
When we get to the
Okay,
games that involve the
All right,
fantasy
so I
questions,
want to make sure we get to all Twitter
No,
followers.
we will
Okay.
definitely get those
All right.
questions in.
In this one, Lions Packers. Who do you got as your
Fantasy
There's going to be a lot of points in this one. Is Calvin Johnson your obvious fancy beast in this one?
Yeah, and he kills the Packers every time, so
Yes,
I
he
don't
does.
see anything changing this week either. I don't know why they just don't double that guy and make someone else beat him, but for some reason, he kills them every time.
Lawrence, I got this guy in a couple teams, but I'm going to say it right now. I think that Eddie Lacy is our
fantasy zombie.
That Detroit defensive line, we know how they get after the ball here. I don't think Eddie Lacy has a good game in this one. Well, who's your fantasy zombie?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Eddie Lacy too, and it's strange because I haven't seen one offensive lineman make such a difference. With Balaga out of that lineup for the Packers, they don't function as well as they do with him there, and that doesn't bode well for the fact that Detroit is already a super stout defensive line. So yeah, zombie.
Lawrence, like I said, we're brothers from another mother. Here we go.
Colts versus Jaguars.
Oh my God! Can I get this as the oh my God? Who cares?
Oh my God! Who the hell cares?
Game of the week. All right, let's go through it quick, guys. We got a lot of games. I'm going Colts.
I'm going to go Colts. We have a couple questions from Eric Robles. He's saying T.Y. Hilton or Rashad Jennings.
All right, Lawrence.
And Ahmad Bradshaw from the Colts or Chris Johnson from the Jets.
I love T.Y., by the way. He's awesome.
Go ahead, Lawrence.
That's from you, Lawrence.
I'm going Rashad Jennings if it's between Rashad and T.Y.
Okay.
And then the other one was between who?
Ahmad Bradshaw from the Colts or Chris Johnson from the Jets.
I'm probably going Chris Johnson from the Jets because you can run the ball on the Bears a little bit, and I think he still gets enough action to where you can probably do something with that.
Damn, the Colts are playing the Jaguars,
but I agree.
bro.
But the thing is, Monday Night Football brings out something special in players. And he's on the Jets, Monday Night Football. I like waiting on Monday Night Football players. I think there's something special that happens on Monday night, so I'm going to agree with that.
You know what, though? It's really weird. And tell me if you see the same thing, Lawrence. And I know we're running out of time and blah, blah, blah.
Johnny doesn't got anything. Look at him. Look at
I think this guy is just fondling himself right now.
Well, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything.
The ball cam shows your hand curled around your balls right now.
Johnny Icebox ball cam. I'm gonna have people VIP for that, Johnny Icebox ball.
All right,
but Lawrence, let me ask if you see the same thing, man. Everybody is on Trent Richardson as just not doing well and blah blah blah. But it just seems to me every time he gets the ball, nobody effing blocks, and whatever play they called for him fucking sucks. And then you bring in Bradshaw, and all of a sudden he's running for 20 yards out on the outside, and everybody blocks for him. Is it just me, or am I seeing just two different schemes for two different running backs, and Richardson is just getting crapped on for no reason?
Well, I think to the naked eye, that's what it looks like. But what it boils down to is Trent Richardson is not quick in tight spaces.
No, he's not. I agree.
And Ahmad Bradshaw is. So when there looks like there's nothing there for Ahmad Bradshaw because he's quick in confined areas, he can still make something out of it, as opposed to Trent Richardson, who's just a powered downhill runner who needs a blocker. At Alabama, you don't have to be elusive. All you need to do is run hard and follow your blocking.
Great call.
He's never adjusted from that.
Great
he's
call.
Never adjusted from that. I think he's struggling with that with the Colts because the Colts don't have the lineman or the fullback that's best suited for his running style.
Great call. I like that because I think that's the truth, because Ahmad can make that little sidestep between the tackles and get himself 6 to 7 yards where Richardson's getting tackled for no gain.
Ahmad Bradshaw, big pickup this week. All right, let's get to your – I think it's an obvious fantasy. Andrew Luck in this game goes off against the Jaguars. Would you agree?
Yep, I agree, but also watch out for T.Y. Hilton. I think this is a game where he gets behind the defense for a big one.
All right, and I'm just going to go to the next game because our
fantasy zombie.
Yeah, anyone you have on the Jags team. All right, next up here.
Exactly.
All right, next up here.
Wow.
Raiders versus Patriots.
Let's go quick here, guys. Patriots at home, right? I mean, it's obvious pick.
Yeah.
Patriots at home. Lawrence, Patriots at home. I know you're going to round it out here.
Okay, got a couple questions, though.
Yeah, go
concerning
ahead.
this game.
Yeah.
I'm going Patriots also.
Okay.
This is from Toka Samney. He wants to know, who do I start, Russ or Brady? New England plays Oakland, Seattle plays
Brady's
Denver.
been bad this year. Brady's been
Well,
bad.
that's the question. That's
All
why
right.
he's
Play
asking.
Russ at home. Play Russ at home.
Russ at home.
All right, there you go, Toka.
All right, I like it.
Oh, Russ?
Yeah, Russ at home this week. All right, Patriots, who's going to be your fantasy beast this week?
Fantasy beast.
Edelman! Does Tom Brady get it going? Is it
Edelman!
Who is it?
I got Stephen Ridley. Anytime they play a team who can't stay with them, all they're going to do is conservatively run the football. A lot of Stephen Ridley this week.
All right, I like it. And who's going to be here?
Fantasy zombie.
The Raiders is just basically anybody on the Raiders team, just like the Jags.
Yeah, anybody on the Raiders team, and I don't know if Julian Edelman really has a big game. I think they run the football so much he might not get another opportunity this week.
Okay, that's
okay. Play him anyway.
All right,
that's
good call.
Flex pick. I like that. All right, next up here,
49ers versus Cardinals.
Oh, man, Cardinals, Carson Palmer. I don't think he is he going to play in this game, Lawrence? Have you heard, is Carson going to play in this game after the injury?
I haven't heard. It sounds like he's got that nerve thing, and so that's always tricky. I mean, that's what it started out for Peyton Manning, and next thing you know, he was out for the season. So you just got to monitor it and see how it goes throughout the week, and keep checking in and see what's going on Friday and Saturday.
I agree, and that's going to kind of hurt Fitzgerald's, value here coming in this week.
Well, they haven't really targeted him at all, so he's kind of a bust in fantasy.
Well, I actually think it hurts Michael Floyd more because Michael Floyd's a more explosive receiver.
Exactly.
I think he runs routes closer to the line of scrimmage. So actually, Larry Fitzgerald, he'll probably get more targets as long as Drew Stanton's under center.
This is a very interesting game. Two defenses, two offenses that struggle at times. Both kind of running teams here. Cardinals at home. Niners blowing the big fourth quarter lead against the Bears last week, giving them 3 touchdowns. Kaepernick is look rusty. Knocker, your boy Vernon Davis is having quite a good season this year. I just have to throw that out there. 49ers on the road, Knocker. Cardinals or 49ers, who you got?
You know what, man?
This is a 50-50 game here. This is a pigskin pick'em, right, Johnny? Mm-hmm. You would know this is a pigskin pick'em. It's where you got to know your stuff.
You know what? The 49ers haven't done shit.
They haven't.
They haven't done shit since the first quarter against the Cowboys when Tony Romo just decided to throw 3 interceptions.
Just so you know, the second half, the Cowboys defense shut them out for 0
that's
points.
what I'm saying. They have done nothing.
Preseason, it looked like crap.
Yeah, they have done nothing since the turnover fiasco of the
upset
Cowboys.
Here? Are you going upset?
If this is going to be my back that ass up game of the week.
All right.
Because you have to. If Carson Palmer plays and he's physically fit, I'm going with the Cardinals.
Okay.
And that's going to be my pick in the pick'ems.
Okay.
But if he doesn't play, I just don't see how they can win going up there.
I agree with you. I think
just
it rides
don't.
on Carson Palmer
Absolutely.
in this game.
But
I agree.
as of right now, I think he's going to play, and he's looks fantastic. And I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
All right, Johnny Box.
I am going with the Cardinals as well if Carson Palmer
that's
does
an interesting
play.
pick there.
But that is if Carson Palmer
You can't
plays.
change your pick once it goes in tonight.
Yeah,
That's
Johnny.
it.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, then I'm going to back it up and go with the 49ers.
There you go,
All right, Johnny. I like it, Johnny. At least you're honest. You're
Don't
an
you
honest
think all
man.
of us would have changed the Minnesota upset when we found out
Yeah.
AP wasn't playing?
Yeah, Johnny. He's told me. I was like, dude, I totally messed up. I thought AP was playing in that game.
We got to have some integrity here.
I feel for you. You picked.
And you know what, Peppy Pants? You are playing me, and I'm going to whip your little ass.
All right.
Girl.
All right, here we go. Niners. I'm going to go with the Niners on the road because I just think Carson Palmer's too much of a question mark. Even if he does play, I think the Niners get after it in this one. They know what's at stake here. I like Niners in a very close game here, 24-20. I like Niners. Lawrence, what do you got?
I'm going Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are a very underrated at-home team. I think a lot of people don't realize how tough they are to beat. And if Kaepernick couldn't pass the ball against the Chicago Bears secondary, I don't know how he's going to have any success against the Cardinals secondary. And combined with the fact that they're going to be at home, I think the Cardinals can win an ugly game against the 49ers at home. I got Cardinals.
All right,
even if Carson doesn't play.
All right, so Johnny, you got Niners, Johnny? Yep. All right, me and Johnny got Niners. Knocker and Lawrence got the Cardinals in this one. Who's your
fantasy beast?
Fantasy beast in this game. If Carson Palmer plays, I got Michael Floyd. If Carson Palmer does not play, then I have Frank Gore. And I think the word beast is being used a little too loosely in this game.
Okay.
I'm not sure if anyone is just going to go crazy.
Yep.
But I think Frank Gore would have a very productive game if Carson Palmer isn't playing and Michael Floyd can't be the guy.
Yeah, Lawrence, good call. I think this game is going to be very similar to that Browns-Ravens game in this one. I think it's going to be, very low scoring, not a lot of fantasy points. Renee, you out of here? Okay, you got to run. All right, well, our producer's out here. Johnny Box is going to be on the ones and twos. All right, yeah, like you said, I think who's going to be your then? I think there's going to be quite a bit of
fantasy zombie.
Who's going to be your zombies in this one?
Michael Crabtree, Patrick Peterson's guarding him.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah,
there
I
you
agree.
go.
Are you, as right now, Lawrence, I'm going to ask you because I'm actually an owner of Kaepernick. Kirk Cousins or Kaepernick? Who would you rather? Who do you feel more comfortable playing at this point?
I would play Kirk Cousins right now.
Wow,
and if I had Colin Kaepernick, I'm waiting for his first big game, and then I'm selling high.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that, man. Like, I drafted him a couple leagues because I got him at that, that certain round, but he's just not producing. He doesn't look off any of the cornerbacks. You know what I mean? He's locked onto his one target, and if he can get him, he can get him. We saw the interceptions on Monday night. Yeah, I think it's a sell high right now if you can on Kaepernick if he has a good one in this game. All right, last 4 games up again, guys. You call the show 818-435-8423. Knocker, we got a long show today.
Yes.
I kind of like it.
I love Peppy chiming in.
Yeah.
You and I both know my ass isn't little.
She's got a nice ass.
Oh, what? Atta girl, bootylicious, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey.
Bootylicious.
Well, this is for, her.
Back that ass up. That's right. Back it up, girl.
That ass up.
I got your shoes.
I got your shoes. Hey, now, Lawrence, if this game doesn't get switched to Sunday night, I don't know what's wrong with the NFL.
Broncos versus Seahawks.
Yeah.
Really?
Game
How
of
is
the
this
week.
not? How is this not
Game of the
Sunday night
week.
football here, especially
Hello,
on the West
rematch.
Coast? Go ahead, Lawrence.
It's been talked about amongst the NFL production team who organize the games. They do not like to put the Seahawks on primetime football at home because it's usually a blowout, and the only people that enjoy Seahawk blowouts are Seahawk fans. So, kind of by virtue of the fact that they're so dominant at home, they've been kind of afraid to put Seattle on primetime football at night because it brings the ratings down, which is weird, but at the same time, go Hawks, whatever. The 4:25 game, 1:25 Western time.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Yep, I agree. I think the Seahawks in this one at home, again, Super Bowl rematch knocker. Oh man, do the Seahawks come out? They're kind of vulnerable against the Chargers last week. Broncos are 2-0. Who you got in this one, Knocker?
Seahawks.
Oh, is that who you're going with?
This game is not even close. After stumbling in San Diego, embarrassing themselves, because they did embarrass themselves.
Yes.
They're going to go back up there with the crowd, with the 12th man, and they're going to blow out Denver like they did in the Super
you're
Bowl.
calling this like
They're gonna
week 1
blow
against Green Bay.
They are going to blow them out just like I told you they would blow out Green Bay. Denver on the road in Seattle is a faker team. Seattle's going to destroy this team.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Johnny, make sure that he's got the rotation going on the music. So,
What's that?
Because you're going to be covering it. Just make sure the music keeps
Got
going.
it under control. Jesus. Did it stop when I just left?
Wow.
Tell me how to do my job.
Broncos, Seahawks.
I got Seahawks in this one.
Really, at home?
I do at home. I mean, yeah. he's got
Manning
the 12th
doesn't get his.
man.
Manning doesn't get his redemption here.
I don't know if it's going to be about Manning. I think it's just going to be the whole Denver as a team probably not clicking correctly, just not coming together and making it happen in those need to make moments.
All right, I'm gonna go with here. Knocker, it's burned me so many times. I can't go against the Seahawks at home. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it until they prove me wrong. I'm going Seahawks here by a touchdown, 31-27. Seahawks at home. Lawrence, I know you're a Seahawks fan here. What do you got?
Well, yeah, I think I would have to go Seahawks. I mean, they've only let you down in Seattle one time since Russell Wilson's been the quarterback, so I think that's pretty good odds to still go with the Seahawks. I don't think much has changed for Denver. I still don't think they can match Seattle's physicality, even though they will be ready for this game. I think it'll be a much closer game. I don't think it'll be a complete blowout, but I do see a game along the lines of 37-24, something like that.
All right, who's your guys? Your
Fantasy Beast.
Does Manning go off in this, or who's your fantasy beast?
My fantasy beast in this game is Marshawn Lynch. I think they're gonna get the ball to him early and often, and I think that he'll score 2 touchdowns.
All right, fantasy beast. Who's you guys? Your
Fantasy Zombie.
Who's your zombie in this one?
My fantasy zombie in this game is Julius Thomas. I think they're gonna definitely put shackles on him and make sure that he's not in the middle of the field. So Wes Welker better be ready for a lot of catches.
Yeah, I agree, man. Wes Welker coming back again this week. Make sure you guys activate him in all leagues.
Dr. Rob has the Seahawks, and Peppy chimes in. This is pretty cute. This is cleverness at its ultimate.
It is.
Seattle at home after a shameful loss. They're going to see Pete. See what I did there? They're going to see Pete.
I like it.
I like.
Back to the drawing board.
That is so lame.
Really? All right, well, let's go through this next one quick because I'm sorry, Miss.
terrible.
I'm sorry, Mr. Awesome, but this game is definitely.
You better have the ticket. Because it's the blackout game of the week.
All right, here we go. Real quick, guys.
Chiefs versus Dolphins.
Chiefs versus Dolphins. Could be a 50-50 pick here.
God, who cares?
Chiefs are 0-2. Dolphins are 1-1 here. Dolphins at home are always tough. Knocker, what do you got? Let's
Dolphins.
go. Dolphins.
I'm going with the Dolphins.
I'm going to go actually with the Dolphins at home. I don't like it at all. I really don't like it. Lawrence, what do you got?
I'm going to have to go Dolphins for no reason at all. Just the Dolphins.
All right, Dolphins. I don't know if you really have a
fantasy beast.
Do you got a fantasy beast in this one?
I really don't have a beast, but I think a guy that could have a good game is Mike Wallace.
All right, and does this guy continue to disappoint?
Fantasy zombie.
Is Jamal Charles really? I mean, is this guy
hurt again, right?
Yeah, he's hurt again. Is this guy done?
Well, I don't think he's done. I think that was just I just think that was just a tweak injury where he just, his ankle got banged up a little bit. Fantasy zombie is Dwayne Bowe until further notice.
Yeah.
I mean, geez.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Supposedly he came into this season in better shape. He dropped weight. He looked good in the preseason, but since the regular season started, he's turned back into the same old tomatoes.
I agree, man. All right, next up here, I think Lamar Miller actually has a good game in this one. If he can come back from the injury, he's a little tweaked up, but I think Dolphins' running game gets going in this one. All right, Sunday Night Football here. Going to be a blowout.
Steelers versus Panthers.
I'm going Panthers, an absolute blowout here. Johnny, I'm sorry, man. I see this game going like 27-13-14. I just don't think the Steelers can move the ball here. I think Roethlisberger with that offensive line's been struggling. He's under every play. I think Roethlisberger's running for his life, literally. And I like the Panthers, especially after last game. They're for real, and until they prove wrong, especially at home, I like Panthers here.
Okay, the only thing important about this game, okay, is what's her name that sings the Sunday night thing?
Rihanna?
No. The blonde.
It's Thursday night. You talking about Carrie Underwood?
Carrie Underwood,
yeah.
The biggest thing is she changed her outfit. She looks smoking fucking rockin' hot.
Oh, yeah.
Singing
Okay.
that song.
For
this
Sunday
year.
Night Football.
That's just all I
Wow,
care about.
knocker. Okay.
Carolina wins this. Steelers don't have a chance. They're
All
just
right.
going to get fucking rolled on
Johnny,
defense.
now, Johnny, before I go to you in this game, okay, now we know.
What would Johnny do?
You're in the lead. You're in the lead for pickups right now.
This is my pick. You played all that music for my pick?
Yeah.
I know.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Set it all up.
I'm taking the Steelers. Yeah.
Attaboy.
And I'm going to have one up on all you.
So if you want to catch Johnny in the pick'ems, go with the Panthers. I'm going Panthers in a
So
big
does
way.
Dr. Rob.
Lawrence, what are you going?
I'm going Panthers. I don't see them going to Carolina getting a win. If they do that, then they shouldn't lose any more this season.
Yeah.
And we know the Steelers are going to lose some more this season.
I see this as a low-scoring game. Is there? I mean, I don't really see it.
Fantasy beast.
How's Cam Newton doing this one?
Thanks for
I
calling,
actually think
Lawrence.
Cam Newton has a really good game. I think he thrives for primetime football. I think he actually has a pretty good game on Sunday night.
All right, and how do you feel about your
Fantasy zombie.
Fantasy zombie is probably going to be Big Ben or Le'Veon Bell. I think that Carolina stops all running games, and they're not going to allow Ben to get free on the edge. So
I think your
Those are my
fantasy
zombies.
for this game is a zombie.
Oh, man. Okay.
Suck my balls.
So what about the marijuana bros, man? Do they do
how the
anything this
marijuana
weekend?
bros do this week?
Oh, Cheech and Chong, they're not going to play well.
That is good. Bell and Blunt up in smoke.
Bell and Blunt Up in Smoke Part 2 out this spring. All right, last game here we go.
Yeah, man.
All right, Monday Night Football. Going to be an interesting one here.
Monday Night Football.
All right.
Bears versus Jets.
Rex Ryan. I mean, if there's any Jets luck, you call a timeout when Geno Smith throws his best pass of probably this season for a touchdown.
Yes.
Bears have struggled, but they came back and beat a very good 49ers team at home. 3 fourth quarter touchdowns here. Brandon Marshall, my God, can this guy, I mean, he can catch anything. Alshon Jeffrey, but Bears on the road. Their defense is subject. Jets have a good defense here. This is really a tale of two tapes here.
Yeah.
Bears offense versus Jets defense at home. Knocker, what do you got?
I do not know what to think of either one of these.
I don't
teams
know
right
either.
now.
This is
I
your-
don't
yeah.
have an effing clue. I was dependent on Cutler.
Jekyll and Hyde here,
I was
both
dependent
teams.
on Cutler doing his national
Cutler
TV
thing,
game,
right?
and it happened to be Kaepernick who did the flame out. I have no idea what either one of these two teams are made of. I'm going to go with the Bears on the road, though.
All right, Johnny Box.
I'm taking the Bears.
The Bears.
I'm going to go with the Bears on the road here. I think it's close, though, because it's at New York here. I think it's a 27-23 game. I like the Bears. Lawrence, what do you got?
Yeah, I got the Bears on the road. I think they have a little more offense than the Jets, and I think that's going to be the difference in this game.
All right, who's going to go off as your
Fantasy Beast?
Is it the Bears offense?
I think Alshon Jeffrey has a big game this week. I think that they don't have any DBs. That's not going to be good for the Jets. And so we know that they thrive on offense. And I think Brandon Marshall is more their possession guy, but Alshon Jeffrey will get behind the defense for a few big ones.
All right, I agree here. All right.
Dr. Rob goes Jets.
Oh,
Jets.
Dr. Rob's going Jets.
Yeah.
All right. Is there a zombie in this game?
Yeah, I think the zombie in this game is probably going to be Geno Smith. A lot of people think that he's worthy of a spot start, but I don't think this is the week for a spot start, especially with Eric Decker banged up. I think that he has a tough day, and he's probably going to be handing the ball off to both his running backs a lot.
All right, then. Hey, man, Lawrence, thanks for hanging with us, man, for this
show.
past. Like, seriously, you're
Hey, no
fantastic.
problem.
No, I appreciate it. Make sure you guys check out his Boom Bust coming out tomorrow morning at thenewsportsgrid.com and his rapid reactions every week after
Best
the
analysis.
NFL week.
There it
Lawrence
is.
at LB Said It on Twitter. We want to thank you, Lawrence. It's been another great show here at Icebox Studios. We didn't get to you got knocked the fuck out, but check them all out at thenewsportsgrid.com. There's some great ones there. We got a guy running into a goalpost.
That's awesome.
We've got two guys hitting each other in the nuts.
Oh, I like the one guy that gets tackled and the helmet just flies straight up.
Oh, the high school.
That's just awesome.
Irv Payne sent me that thing, man.
Is that
I'm telling you
right?
on Instagram. We gotta
That
chat.
was awesome.
Hey, Lawrence, want to thank you, man. You have a great week, and we'll talk to you next week, buddy.
Go UW. Do you know?
Yeah, thank you, man. Go Huskies, go Hawks. Everybody stay out of jail.
All right. For Renee on the ones and twos, now Johnny Icebox for Bud Knocker. We want to thank you guys once again. Check us out on iTunes. Download, subscribe to the show, tell a friend. Also become a VIP at thenewsportscrew.com. We'll be back next week.
Yep, thanks to everybody on Twitter for participating.
Yeah,
man. We love
great
it.
show
Thank you
tonight,
very
guys.
much.
Awesome
Love the
interaction.
participation.
Be good humans. And as Lawrence Brooks said, stay out of fucking jail.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll be back next week.
See ya.
Thank you.